still have to train, so it's not like you ever really get a real break unless you just take a vacation and be like, you know, I'm gonna do it.
You should see like take a break, give it a few days, right? Your legs feel better.
Right.
Well, I played college basketball and playing Friday and a Saturday night. On a Sunday, man, I was sore. I just wanted to rest on Sunday.
I tried to walk on, tried to pull one right muscle the first day and left the other one the next day, and then limped off the third day.
Yeah.
People like a shot of one of our 6'9" scholarship guys.
Hey.
My highlight.
Yeah.
Made a driving left-handed layup.
Right. You know, so
When I talk about the freshman 15, I put on 20, I think, in school.
You know, I play against the intramural guys all the time. So intramural guys, that's
They go
skills too.
hard though, yeah. The intramural guys go hard.
I always play intramural guys because they got certain. I'm gonna pick that up and use that in the game. All right, okay, you think you got me? Because you know they already play hard against me and stuff, and they always little.
A friend of mine that was here that was playing football at Iowa State. They had an intramural basketball team. He was on it. This friend of mine could hit his elbow on the rim. But he also, the other guys on the team were Barry Hill, who played for the Miami Dolphins later, and Matt Blair, linebacker for the Vikings.
Yep. Yeah, I did. Yeah,
It's hard to have.
I saw it.
The one position that my daughter plays, he's like a basketball guy. How are you?
Yeah.
It's good that she's back here. So she gets caught up on some things, but you know, I'm trying to get her to grow up. I don't want her to.
Help them?
She's 23.
Oh, okay.
So you know, she's
still learning. Like behind the ears.
yeah. You want to be there to support her, but also don't be a crutch.
Right. It's a balance. Yes, you did.
I say it as a guy.
Oh, how old is he?
Just June 4 and 1.
Oh, he's like my kid. He looks like way older than what he actually is. My kid is 4. He'll be taller than him. But he's super tall, so every time I take him I just started him in like different types of sports, trying to figure out what he likes. I don't know what he's like yet. So he's doing like this sports team where he's proud of his sport every week. And they just think he's older. And I'm like, well, obviously he's here because he's in the age range for, you know. So why would you think that he's older than what he is? He's so tall.
Yeah, some people grow faster than others.
Maybe like in grade school, some shine like that over everybody.
Yeah.
And then they catch up.
Yeah.
So I kind of like when I was a freshman in high school, I thought I'd be about 3 or 4 years taller. It's hard to find clothes as it is.
Yeah, when I doubt, you know, some people grow faster than others. That's why it's called individuals.
People don't seem to understand that individuals also change their biology and how they respond to diseases and vaccines.
Right. All right, okay, let me see if I
I
got.
think people would understand vaccine change. Look at you and your partner, and you have kids. They're kind of like you, but not exactly. And then the next generation is going to be a little different again.
Right.
It's the same thing with bacteria and viruses, although they may go through several generations in a day, which makes it easier. There's an article in the New Yorker about somebody at it's either Berkeley or Harvard who was doing some research. And I can forward you the article. It's just curious. You're listening to me too.
Oh, for sure.
But then we're about one or two variants from vaccine.
Whoa.
I'm afraid. Thank you for doing this.
All right.
Yeah, like I said, I'm a morning person, so
I
I really like you.
Yes, you do. You're a morning person. You woke up in the morning. God said she a morning person. We're going to wake her up.
Oh, man.
Okay, all right. Number one. All right, Omaha, the Burbs, the Bluffs. We got a guest in the house. You know, I'm kind of running kind of late. Yeah. Every once in a while, the brother's late. You know, don't hate because I'm late. Don't hate because I'm late. We on time. We on time because we're here. We got a guest in the house, y'all. We got our guest in the house, and we're gonna talk about the current health conditions here in Douglas County, the Metro, the Burbs, the Bluffs. Oh yeah, we get all this stuff together. I think I got everything rolling now. We'll get these needle cameras running. You know how these stars are, y'all. I got another king in the house. I got another king up here, y'all.
Yeah.
You know how I am. You know how I am. Oh, second, where my stuff at? Oh, we bring a queen king up here because she's a queen king. Got to get stuff together, get the stuff together. All right, I think it's cold now. It's cold. See, when I with curly hair, you can do what you want with it. I don't want to ever hear y'all say nappy again. Then I'll be saying no nappy stuff around me. And when all you gotta do is get one of these and everything curls up, and then it look good. I don't even need no pick. I do got a pick though, with a big old golden fist on it. You know. We're gonna have some fun today, y'all, but we're gonna learn some things. Today is Black Friday. We encourage you to spend money with a Black business. And if you Black, that's your responsibility. And if you are a neighbor, we spend money with y'all. We spend money all over this community. So support a Black business. If you got Black business in Southwest Omaha, South Omaha, West Omaha, and of course here in North Omaha, we all over. So let's sort of support each other. That's how we actually love thy neighbor. I know y'all go to church, y'all church folks. You're supposed to love thy neighbor. And one of the ways to do it is support each other's business. All right? So let's be purposeful today. Like we purposeful on hurting people, let's be purposeful on loving each other. Without a doubt, y'all. So we come in here to bring y'all the 411. I got my man Phil Rooney. I don't know if he's a doctor or what, or is he TV star or what? Oh no, you know how Dr. Welby, Miss King. Well, you might be told for Dr. Welby. I don't know.
Or too young.
Oh, you're too young. Well, did I say you're too old? My bad.
I'll take it.
My bad.
I don't get offended by those things.
She got a little maturity. She said she got a young child. So that shows some maturity. Some maturity. Yeah, without a doubt. Come on, Miss Clark. You see how you started. I had to book, I had to call the president to book this next guest.
Oh,
yeah.
You're so bad.
Yeah, I had to call the president. Well, hey, come on, sit down, mademoiselle. We're going to put you on camera. I had to call all the way to D.C. to get here. D.C., had to call D.C. All right, Omaha, the Burbs, the Bluffs. We are blessed to have my man Phil Rooney in the house. And we brought a guest in. And, Phil, I can't say too much more about Phil. We've been doing this since last year, informing people on the best decision you can make in regards to this virus. And I got to testify, y'all. I'm going to testify. And, I've always been, I'm still a skeptic a little. I'm scared a little bit, had some doctors in here. But I went and visited my friend, and when I saw him, it really scared me because he's normally like 220 pounds, muscular dude, play football, one of the fastest dudes here. And then when I saw him, he almost looked like me. He looked like about 100 and he lost about 50, 60 some pounds. And he said, man, I got sick and they don't know what it is. They think it's the new variants and such. And he works at a big company here that provides energy for us. And so we'll put some more thought into this because it's like this is some serious stuff going on. This is some serious stuff going on. And so I'm glad that we have Brother Phil Rooney in, and he brought a guest. Her name is Miss King. No, she said that she's not my well, we're gonna say we family or not.
We all family.
Yeah, we all family. Yeah. So I know I ain't gonna mess with y'all this morning until after. We want to keep y'all. I got some jokes for you, Miss King.
Okay,
So,
I'm here for it. You know?
Okay, all right. So, Brother Phil, how's things going? Won't you introduce your guest this morning?
Well, our guest is Dr. Keyonna from the University of Nebraska Medical Center and the Douglas County Board of Health.
So she a doctor.
Yeah.
Hold on, Phil. I was gonna be nice, Phil.
Yeah, one of those.
I was gonna be nice, Phil.
Student,
I was gonna be nice. I gotta bring out my education on y'all. She said she a doctor. Let me bring my education. All right, doctor. All right, we like doctors. I like doctors. We like doctors over here, Phil.
Yeah, we do. We do.
Yeah, we like doctors.
Do. What is going on? Well, we have COVID aspect. Most of what we have been able to test and sequence has turned out to be the Delta variant.
Mm-hmm.
And where, 6-8 weeks ago, we might have had around a dozen people in the hospital. We had 118 yesterday, and I have the information that I'll be putting out later today. So we're over 120 people hospitalized with COVID-19, and sadly, there are a couple of them who are 17 or younger. So we're starting to see pediatric patients. Not a lot of kids sick enough with COVID yet to go to the hospital. That always takes time. But there is a concern because the pediatric units in hospitals are full because of RSV, another upper viral infection that goes around. Usually comes about in the winter, but last winter everybody was wearing masks, practicing social distancing, and so one of the effects of that may have been for people to have lost, they may have had immunity, they may have built up a tolerance before that faded. Now they're taking masks off. The virus doesn't go away just because the weather gets warm. They do better generally in colder weather, but the virus is still around. And like viruses do, they'll find places they'll find a host, and they're doing it.
Interesting.
And so we have a lot of kids in the hospital with RSV.
Interesting. So,
While I'm on that, also RSV will also get adults. Usually it's less severe in adults, but if you're an older adult, you may have respiratory illness, respiratory issues. It can also make you very sick.
So what's happening, even though we're fighting the corona, is lessening our ability to.
Well, I think the main thing is lessening is hospital capacity.
Right.
Absolutely.
So that's what we need is hospital. We need hospital capacity because other things don't go away just because there's a pandemic.
Right.
And we have no idea what the flu season is going to be like. Hopefully it'll be as mild as last year. But there are other illnesses out there that can make people sick. And they will need hospital space for those. If the beds are full of COVID-19 patients, that creates a problem. I mean, I know that has always been one of the issues that the state is trying to manage the situation so that there would be hospital beds for people who need them. And medical and surgical beds are, they were at 81% capacity. But ICU beds overall for adults were at 85% capacity. That's as high as I've seen in a long time.
I think since April of last year.
Well, I would have to go back. I'm not sure I can remember seeing that number that high.
Yeah, it's been a while though.
Yeah, it has definitely been a while.
So
we have 34 of those people who are in ICU care. We've got 14 people on ventilators. As I said, when you go on a ventilator, anecdotally, we know only about half the people make it off. Yeah.
Now, so aren't you worried, doctor, if we're wearing masks for corona, but we're actually decreasing our ability to fight other diseases, like you said,
RSV.
Are you worried about other diseases that we might be lowering our tolerance for, or creating a less herd immunity? Am I saying that correctly?
No, I mean, there's always the worry about other diseases or infections, but I think what Phil is hitting on is, when Corona is making this resurgence as it's doing right now, especially with the variant, it's setting us up for us to be susceptible to other things, and because it's coming into the flu season soon, and then as you mentioned, RSV is up and basically kind of coming back to what it was before last year, so kind of where it was in 2019. All of these things together are just going to be exacerbating the issue in terms of staff and healthcare, and I think that concerned about is how do we accommodate usual suspects in terms of regular viruses we typically see before COVID. And now that we have COVID, that's just making things worse for healthcare staff and our capacity to take care of everyone.
Because COVID patients require a lot of attention.
Absolutely.
Oh, do they? Okay.
Absolutely. And there's a level of care that you have to give to keep it from spreading to other staff, other patients. And so that can be anxiety provoking in addition to, not just the staff, but the patients. They're like, okay, well, if I'm in the hospital with other COVID patients, that's putting me at risk and they're nervous.
Right.
So it produces a lot of mental and physical health issues that I don't think people think about.
Now, doctor, give us a background of where you're from, what kind of area of medicine you are, because it's nice to see a Black female being a doctor. And I'm advocating we push our children towards basketball, football, and 1% make it. Mm-hmm. But if we push them towards being a doctor, I'm pretty sure about 20-some, about 30% of it, 40% probably can make it.
Well, we have more Black doctors in Omaha than we have Black NBA players out of town.
Without a doubt, that's good.
It's very good.
I was born and raised in Omaha.
Okay, you from here? Okay.
Yeah, I'm from here.
You brought about it then, okay?
Yeah, I went to high school here, graduated, and then I went on to Creighton.
Where did you go to high school?
I went to Westside.
Shouts out to Westside. We actually have an intern from Westside here.
Okay.
Shouts out to my man Gabriel. He should be here rolling through. At the start school next week. He said, man, I ain't want to step up. I'm still coming through. He knocked on my door. I said, I gotta let him in. I gotta let him in.
Yeah, lovely.
Okay, now so when you go to college?
I went to Creighton.
All right, shouts out to the neighbor. All right, shouts out neighbor.
And I like to send a special shout out to Bill Gates because I was a Gates Money on Scholar, and that's how I was able to afford to begin.
Well, shouts out to Bill Gates. Bill.
Thank you, Bill. And
Melinda. Melinda, we need some computers.
Oh.
We need some computers. Donate the computers, Bill and Melinda.
Absolutely.
Take it. We need some down here. Without a doubt. 40,000 homes down here that don't have internet. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we need our children. And that's a health crisis also. If people don't have information, God said it will destroy because of lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
Well, and if you're supposed to do online learning and don't have Wi-Fi at your home,
absolutely,
and you're studying remotely, then you have a major issue.
And we know COVID has shown us that there are a lot of gaps in availability and access to certain needs that typically have been luxuries in the past, but these are now necessities, such as internet, Wi-Fi.
Telemedicine. I mean, my mama, when she was alive, she couldn't drive. She used a regular telephone. You know what I mean? So she couldn't read the signs. Mm-hmm. So we got to remember that we do have sick and shed in. We have sick and shed in. Shouts out to Reverend Kelly, who taught me that better than Hope Baptist Church. So, sometimes we forget that, and we get selfish in our ways. And so that's why we brought the doctor and fill in just to remind us that we are in a health crisis.
Absolutely.
And that we got to make great decisions like our ancestors did. So what should we be doing? What should we be doing? We got new variants. I'm hearing of other variants out there, and we talk about this. A virus is a microorganism. It's an organism. It wants to live.
And it keeps reproducing. And as it reproduces, just like we do, the next generation is different.
Yeah. And they intentionally mutate because that is how they survive the viruses.
Do a virus got a brain or something?
No, it doesn't have a brain, but the way that it works as an organism is that it mutates in order to survive. Because it, just like any organism, it has a need to survive. So it's trying to. So it does whatever it has to do in order to live. And to do that, sometimes it may require mutation. And sometimes that mutation it's spontaneous. It's not that, it happened because it's like, I'm thinking I'm going to mutate. But
interesting.
As Phil said, the generations of when a virus has offspring, if you will, mm-hmm. It changes. Just like we transform when we have children, right?
Are you serious? They have offspring? Interesting. I never considered
That's
it
how
like
I
that.
look. That's how I try to.
Yeah. Without doubt, it makes logical sense. Okay.
And what we're doing is encouraging people to wear masks, even if they've been vaccinated, when you're going to be in public. And we're vaccinating as many people as we possibly can. Today, from 9 to 3, at the health department, all free vaccines are available. Walk in and you can get vaccinated. Tomorrow, we're at the Old Market Farmers Market from 8 a.m. until 12:30. And then we're going to be just down the street on North 30th at 4200 North 30th. Black Men United have a food pantry. We're having a clinic there. And Morning Star Baptist Church, just around the corner, 2019 Burnett. We've been there before. We're going back. And so we are vaccinating in the North Omaha community tomorrow.
Yep, I will be there at Morning Star from 12 to myself. So.
Now, Doctor, what's normally your expertise?
Say that one more time.
What's your expertise, your field of expertise?
So I'm in public health.
Okay.
And so not a MD, medical doctor.
Right.
I have a DRPH, which is a doctor in public health.
Okay, great.
And my emphasis is in preventive care. So most of the work that I have been trained to do has been around health disparities.
Mm-hmm.
So when there's gaps in health related to race in particular. So my focus is trying to understand and close or reduce the gap in disparities among Black Americans.
Right. Now you got a great task. It's like the little engine going, I think I can. I think I can. Go that big old mountain. I'm for real.
No, I'll
I think because I'm that's the internal battle that I'm going through my own self. And so, and then I said, dang, I was driving. I said, dang, how can I conquer self? You know what I mean? In regards, as far as getting over that hump and said, well, I'm going to go ahead and do it. And the only way to do it is really, man, it has to be a direct, in your face, consistent, persistent campaign. If it's not like that, it's not going to add no validity to change people's mind based off of fear and history. Yeah,
and so another part of the expertise I've been in that I'm in is community engagement, and in doing that, like as you said, it's important to have not necessarily, I wouldn't say the words in your face per se, but I would say that it has to be a collective effort. And so in order for us to really kind of address the hesitancy for people who want to be vaccinated or just downright not wanting to, it's just making sure we get the information out there, and making sure we understand what is it, what are the reasons why vaccine or being vaccinated is not important to you. Identify what are those reasons that would make it important for more Black Americans, and particularly in Omaha, more Black residents to get vaccinated. We have one of the lowest vaccination. Thank you. One of the lowest. Thank you. Sorry. We have one of the lowest vaccination rates in terms of race in the county. So it's important for us to identify what are those reasons, and a lot of the community engagement principles that I've learned over time and kind of adapted them to fit the people I work with have helped to be successful in just trying to understand what those reasons are and make sure that we talk about it and share that message and spread it so that more folks will start to change their minds about vaccination and go and get vaccinated.
Well, you in their face, as long as you're engaging, talking.
Yeah, I mean, that's my behavior.
I mean, yeah, without a doubt. And so, but again, it's just that consistency with trusted people that have the expertise. Yeah. Versus, sometimes people want to use celebrities, but sometimes you got to use people that have the research and the knowledge.
Yeah.
Also, they need to be the poster men and women, not celebrities all the time.
And it's usually the folks that are around you that you look up to that are more influential in the decisions and behaviors that you choose to engage in. And I mean, I think in the health profession, in terms of the work I've done, you're more likely to listen to a doctor that looks like you than somebody that doesn't. You're more likely to be compliant if you are working with folks or hearing messages from folks that you look up to. So if you are in church, if you have a pastor, if you have a teacher that is really influential in your life, trying to tap into those folks, get them the information and knowledge they need in order to share the message about vaccination and about COVID to debunk some of these myths that are out there. Right. I think that's important.
Right. So right now, Phil, is there going to be a mask mandate? Is that in the conversation now?
That is not in the conversation at the moment. We do know that a lot of public schools have mandated masks. We know that vaccinations are mandated for students at UMNC, Creighton University, and our healthcare systems. So, I mean, there is certainly growing more momentum towards, people really developing the courage to do the right thing. It may not be popular, but there's no evidence why you shouldn't be vaccinated or why you shouldn't wear a mask.
Let me go with some myths. Are people that are vaccinated currently, are they getting the Delta virus?
Well, no vaccine is 100%, so there will be some people that break through. But we know that, I know overall, since the start of vaccinations back in January, it is it is a tiny, it's like 0.14% of those people vaccinated since January have come down with COVID. Now it's a slightly higher percentage in recent months due to the variant, and will continue to be variants, but still, it keeps people out of the hospital. So you may get sick, but you're going to be less sick than you are if you get the disease. And there have been a few people who have died who have had the vaccine. Generally, those are people who are older with many underlying conditions. And we always know that those are going to be challenges in particular. Speaking of underlying conditions, overnight the FDA, you want to break this news? The FDA made a big announcement.
Yeah, so the FDA have decided that folks that have immunocompromised systems, so people like that they have HIV/AIDS, for example, they are encouraging that they get a third shot, a third dose of either Pfizer or Moderna, which has actually been authorized for initial use, but now they're saying there's going to need to be a third shot for this.
And that's not because the vaccine isn't good; they just started behind.
Yes, correct.
They were playing catch up from the beginning because of their immunocompromised system, so they need just an extra dose of the medicine that helps protect them.
Okay.
We're also expecting by the end of next month, it's sounding like that those, at least some of the vaccines will get full approval. It will no longer be used under an emergency use EUA, an emergency use authorization. Mornings don't like me much either. Emergency use authorization, and that will probably speed up the approval for the 5 to 11-year-olds.
Okay.
We're anticipating that's all going to be coming together. We're looking for that sometime as well. Everything we're hearing is that the vaccines that have been approved will get full approval probably late next month.
Okay. All right. So now those that are getting sick are mainly those that are unvaccinated.
Well, way over 90%.
Yeah.
And they're catching the Delta, the new strain.
Yeah. Only about 23% of the cases are we able to forward a sample to sequence. First, you test somebody, so you get a sample to test it. Then you find out they're sick, and then you would forward that sample. Well, you may not have enough of a sample when you got the initial swab, so you may have to go back and get one. They may have recovered the one, you can't get one. But about 23% of the cases are sequenced with the genomic sequencing to find out what they are, and it's almost universally going back as the Delta variant. And as you pointed out, there are other variants, and but those are another segment.
All right.
Or hopefully we won't have to.
Right.
Now, as a public health doctor, so you actually look at the absolute. Do you look at legislation? Do you participate on the legislation side as far as you got to have a vaccine card to travel, or you need a vaccine card to get a job? Do you participate in that process? Because now you're talking about constitutional rights and health rights, because usually health rights are private.
Yeah. So to answer your question, typically no, I'm not on the policy side unless it pertains to the issues that I study. However, with COVID, I have become more policy knowledgeable with relation to these mask mandates, and now with the requirements for COVID vaccine. That the state of California requires all of their employees to either show that they have been vaccinated or prove their vaccination or be tested and show that they've had a negative COVID test, which is controversial to some states that are a little bit more conservative than California.
Now, as an employee, if an employer requires that, then the employer also require that when they go in the building, that the building air quality is safe. And so, do you see that also happening? That, well, if you require to have masks, well, when I want to go in the building, I want to make sure that building is COVID free, far as cleanliness, but also the air quality. And so it's going to be a pushback from employees, because if my employer requires, well, man, I want to make sure that building is clean.
I mean, there's a couple of different factors that play there. I mean, professionally, in my experience, no, I haven't seen, or heard of employees, making demands. But it's still early.
No, I'm talking about it's going to happen. I'm telling you, it's going to happen.
I'm not saying it won't. Just saying it's early.
Because it was early because everybody said, well, they're not going to require all this stuff, or they're going to require all this stuff to do this, and it's happening. It's coming to fruition. You're gonna need a pass. You'll need this. You'll need this in order to do this and operate. But if you don't get the vaccine card, you won't be able to operate in society. That's basically what's happening. And so, as a pushback, you will have many people push back, and a lot of people are intelligent.
Yes, I think.
And as a doctor of public health. That's going to be one of the things I foresee in the future. That's going to be.
But if you were in our offices, you see people wearing masks, you see regular staff going around cleaning up. So I mean, that is something that's being addressed.
I think it really depends on where you work. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, I'm at UMNC, and I think in terms of that university, that institution, it's kind of been the lead in terms of helping with COVID in Nebraska in particular.
All major diseases.
Well, yes. But so I mean, they were already taking steps and precautions before. So I mean, for them to have the requirement of having people have vaccinated, they made it a point to vaccinate their employees and starting to vaccinate the students. And I think most of the students are vaccinated at this point. But I say this to say that there's some employers that if they do require this, then that starts to create more of a disparity, because some of these employees don't have the option to fight back, if you will. If they need that paycheck to pay their bills, they feel like their back's against the wall. So what do? Do they lose their job and then their family goes hungry, or do they succumb to it? And I'm not saying that this is the best way, but I think as of now, with all of that's going on, I think this is what people see as the best way to move forward, to make sure that we're not continuing to spread the virus, allowing it for an opportunity to mutate and create these variants.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure we think out of the box, because my degree is in behavioral science, and so I study populations and subsets of population. And if we have a finite or a focal on 1%, it will affect areas. It's going to be a ripple effect on everything else. Just like you said, that we got a higher caseload of was RSV. Some of this that's some more letters, and so this is. But hey, Omaha, the birds are blessed. We are talking to Ms. King and Mr. Rooney. They are representatives of here in Dutch County. Ms. King is you're on the health board, correct? And so we appreciate your service. Obviously, you're smart. When you're King, you're smart. You're smart. And obviously, you're proving it, because I'm throwing some, making sure that you're smart. You got the King name. And obviously, you wearing it well.
Living up to my name.
Yeah, without a doubt. So no, we applaud you, and of course we love to brag off our neighbors. Without a doubt, you've been from Omaha. Shouts out to West Side. I had some great battles against West Side. Well, I mean, it's epic. When I was in high school, when they brought it, and they still bring it. So no, we appreciate you dedicating your life towards making us healthy, without a doubt.
And just to say, I left Omaha after I went to Creighton. I was gone for over 10 years, and then I came back. So
that's all right. You black?
Yeah. I'm just saying that, as sometimes coming home and trying to, be present in a different way than when you left is important.
Yeah, without a doubt. And probably the road's a little bit tough, but I'm letting you know you got an ally on here. If anybody mess with you, You can say my name.
Okay. I know
My
William
name.
King. I know
Heck yeah, yeah, baby. I'm
So
telling
they
William
think in
King.
trouble, I always say,
Heck yeah, heck yeah. Hey, I'm telling William.
King's gotta look out for you.
Without a doubt, without a doubt. Brother Phil, anything that we missed this morning that we need to go across for our statistics?
no, just we'll have over 120 individuals hospitalized today. We have 14 in the ICU, as I said, 34 adult ICU level care, 14 other on ventilators, 741 deaths related to the pandemic at this point, over 75,000 cases in Canada, which is, I mean, there are like 500,000 more people who possibly could be infected if they don't get vaccinated.
All right.
Can I say one more thing?
Yes, you can, Ms. King.
I just want to say to all of my Black people out there, please wear your mask. Please get vaccinated. I understand all of the concerns about the vaccine. I get it. I mean, if you want to talk, information, you know where I'm at. I'm at UMNC. I'm actually in the neighborhood, so my office is located at Omaha Home for the Boys in the Word and Learning Center. We can have conversations. We can talk about the vaccine to dispel some of those myths and make you feel more comfortable about getting it. But please, if you don't get the vaccine, wear your mask. Wash your hands. If I can't say this enough, that is the first line of defense to make sure that we are safe if you're washing your hands. I know people in general don't wash their hands.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just want to make sure I put that out there, that wash your hands, wear your mask, and please get vaccinated. There are plenty of vaccine sites in North Omaha. Thanks Andrea Jones, Dr. Jasmine Marcelin, Pastor Portia Cavett, and a bunch of other people in North Omaha that have really been putting out the work to get these vaccine sites set up along with Douglas County Health Department. So please, please, please get vaccinated. Morning Star Baptist Church, I'll be there on Saturday from 12 to 2, but the vaccine will be there from 12 to 4, I believe. The vaccine site or the setup, right?
It says noon to 2 here in the information I have.
Oh,
But
okay.
if you get up earlier than that,
Mm-hmm.
go by Black and United Command Center there on North 30th Street. William Hamilton is having a food pantry. They're handing out backpacks and such things. We're trying to collect some school supplies and backpacks at the health department to help him out there. I've been on his podcast a few times. Last time I was on was with Dr. Gray Jones a couple weeks ago.
Girl. But yes, I just want to make sure I said that, get vaccinated, wash your hands, and please wear your mask, whether you've been vaccinated or not. I've been vaccinated and I'm wearing a mask as we speak. So.
Okay.
So have I, and I wash my hand. But hand washing.
Hand washing is good, but if you don't have any soap available, hand sanitizer is good until you get to some soap and water.
Okay. All right. Well, cool. And she black, y'all. She black. She black. She black.
What's that from TV4? You remember that movie?
Yeah, she black. Yeah, she black, y'all. Yeah, she black, y'all. She got the vaccine, and she a doctor. So that's what I'm talking about. Experts like yourself, not no Denzel Washington. No, we don't need no. Even though I like you guys, even though I like to see Halle Berry. No, we don't need to see her. We need to see yourself, Dr. Jasmine. That she's been here. Yes. From UMNC, mm-hmm. And so people like that are from our neighborhood, regardless if you are born here or not. So keep doing what you're doing. You are necessary in this game.
Thank you.
Omaha, the birds of blessed. We'll talk to Brother Phil Rooney. He'll be here next week. Phil's been here since last year. We're gonna continue this because that's what we do here. We actually love our neighbors. Today is Black Friday. Be intentional in supporting the Black Business Day. We got our next guest. She is the matriarch of money. Yeah.
Know her.
Yeah.
Money. Yeah. Last time I seen her, she slid me an envelope. She slid me an envelope like this. With a smile. I said, I'll smile too. Go ahead, slide. And so today is Black Friday. We gotta participate in commerce. And she is the foundation of especially when you're a Black woman too. She got a little extra emphasis, but she helps everybody else out too, no matter who you are. But since she's Black, she got that extra special touch, that little extra flavor. So when she walk in the room, money, ching, 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 ching. Every time she says ching, ching. You know how back in the Western day they come in those spurs. Yeah. Come on now. She don't have no spurs. But when she walks, it's ching, 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 ching. As long as you got a plan, You gotta have a plan. You gotta have a business plan. You gotta have it well thought out, vetted, and then you can walk away. Ching, 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 ching. Ask Martine, number one side hustle by my co-host. That's why she hang out with her. Both of them, ching, ching, ching. Omaha, Nebraska, the Bird, the Bless. We are so blessed to have Miss King this morning and Brother Phil Rooney. Hopefully you guys will take their advice. I came firsthand, a great friend of mine, he got sick, he lost about 60 pounds. It really scared me. He about to my weight. You know, I said, damn, do I look like that? I feel like, you know what I mean? I mean, if I look like I'm gonna die, I need to do some push-ups. But just to add some humor. You know, but it's a serious thing, y'all. It's a serious thing. It really did scare me. Mm-hmm. And so I'm thinking about I'm thinking about it even more because when I saw him, I said, "Man, I don't want to. If I get it, if I can't lose 50, I'll be like 120 something."
Yeah, and I think something that Mr. Bill and I talked about before we came on live was that I don't think a lot of people understand or think about the long-term side effects of having COVID. I think all we hear is that if I get it, I'll be able to survive it. No, you will survive it, but what's going to be the long-term effects? There's been some preliminary research that has talked about how it affects your heart muscle, which ultimately will lead to other types of conditions later on down the road. There's a number of respiratory issues that it could lead to later on down the road. So don't be willing to get it and survive it. But the problem is that long term, it may cause these other issues that doesn't give you a high quality of life as you age. So that's one thing I think they don't talk about enough.
And it may cause you to die from something else further on down the line and be a contributing factor to that. And there's a lot we still don't know about it. You know, the great flu pandemic, the Spanish flu pandemic, which I guess probably actually started in Kansas, I've heard. But that was 103 years ago. We have not had 103 weeks with this disease to learn. That wasn't our first experience with the flu. But you know, when you hear guidance is modified or updated, this is because the people were wrong before. We just know more now.
Absolutely.
All right. So we'll take a little bit more seriousness, y'all. Let's take a little bit more serious. Let's use many forms of information as far as so we can make better decisions. We're gonna be right back. Like I said, we got BC Clark. She is next. My co-host, Miss Side Hustle Martine, is in the house. So we're gonna take a couple of pictures. We'll be right back with you in 5 minutes. And so since you know it is Black Friday, and you know I love this young lady. She's 6 years old, Savannah. I got all the grade schools calling me. Walnut Hill, Skinner, Franklin, Buffett. I got all the elementary schools calling me all around the community to play Savannah, 6 years old. Savannah, you are a star. We actually love our neighbors here. Boss with us. All right.
Thank you for this opportunity. It's fun.
Oh, no problem. Please.
Well, I think you'd be welcome back whenever you'd like to come. Am I right, Wayne?
Yeah, Miss King.
I may come back and do the shameless plug for some of my work.
Oh, okay, yeah. We'll love to have you come back.
So you the ching ching?
Yeah.
Let me try to see what happens there. Okay, yeah, absolutely. You know, it's okay. Just making sure. I always ask before I tell you in the era of COVID.
No, you always welcome to come back because we always like knowledge. We like knowledge.
Absolutely. Well, I'll definitely be back.
I've seen you on
other topics I can talk about. That I would like to get out there. Nice to meet you as well. Oh, let me give you one of my cards. How are you? I'm Martine. Hi, Martine. I'm Keyonna. Dr. Keyonna. Yeah. Okay. Very nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. So you the co-host? I am. On Fridays. Whenever I can make it. Only on Fridays? Whenever I can make it. Well, I hope y'all don't mind if I skate out of here quickly. I gotta take my little guy to school.
Let me see a quick selfie real quick. Come y'all ladies, since y'all all here. You too busy. Y'all the power players in there. Since y'all all here.
Selfie over here?
We do it right over there. Just picture all y'all. Go ahead.
Oh.
Okay. You see?
We want to get them first.
Get all y'all. Right. All power players. This is power players.
Okay.
All right.
Three, two, one. I do a quick sucker real quick. I can do that. All right.
You're gonna be posting that?
Yeah, I'll post that.
All right.
Thank you. I would love to come back. Yes, I will give y'all some updates and share some other things.
That's
with
you
y'all.
my flyer?
Yes, I did.
That's
It's in my bag.
my phone number on it. I'll
Yep.
try to do everything official.
And it's always 7:30, right, on Fridays? Or sorry,
Yeah, your portion, the
Yeah.
medical portion.
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
I done, yeah.
That's what Bill comes in.
Okay, sounds
Yeah,
good.
so it's here every Friday, so it's up to you. If you want to come in with Phil, if you got anything updated, just let us know.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, thank y'all. Y'all have a good weekend.
Okay.
You too. See you later, Governor. Call me.
Yes,
Ching,
don't
ching,
worry.
ching.
Oh, you girl. Like I wanted to.
Yes.
All right, Martin. All right, Omaha, the verbs are blessed. We want to thank Dr. King, Miss King, I mean? She got my last name. Dr. King, I like
I
that.
like that too.
I like the doctor.
Yeah,
I know, right?
without a doubt.
Cha-ching.
Man, today again is Black Friday. We want you guys to be purposeful on support of Black business today. Or if you want to start a business, this is it. This is it, y'all. And we got, the Queen of Side Hustle, Martine, she helps. Once you go see BC, Martine, continues you at that next level. And so we want to highlight, what's going on today. Be purposeful today on supporting a Black business. We have Black businesses all across this community: Southwest Omaha, South Omaha, Northwest, West Omaha, and of course North Omaha, and Council Bluffs too. Shouts out to Council Bluffs. We have Black businesses all over. So let's be purposeful on supporting your neighbor. That's actually a love thy neighbor move. And if we want to see other people in despair get out of despair, then we have to support each other. All right. So again, you know how these stars are. They got their own nouns, verbs, adjectives, prepositions, phrases, all yes, and predicates sitting there just themselves. We have the matriarch of Ching Ching.
Matriarch of Ching Ching.
Yeah.
Leave it to King to name something.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, right now, forget Hopalong Cassidy, all them dudes. You know what I mean? Long who? You know what? They go with Long Clark. So,
I'm trying to tell you.
right now, that's like if you want to gamble, you better gamble on Tiffany.
That's right. She got the perfect name. Oh,
Yeah, so if you want somebody to go, they go call Long Clark. Oh yeah. You see, it still got money attached to it. Long Clark.
Long Clark.
You know what I mean? But Omaha, the verbs are blessed now. We have some fun this morning. It is Black Friday, and she is the matriarch really of helping you find funds for your business. For real.
Mm-hmm.
For real. I mean, you know how Michael Jordan laces up his shoes, he ready for game time. That's how she does in the morning time. Oh yeah. She put her clothes on and all that stuff. Game time.
Okay.
Every morning, it's like Jay Rogers said, every day is game day.
Yes.
And that's her attitude.
Mm-hmm.
That's her attitude in making sure that businesses get funded. But you gotta come right. You gotta get your paperwork right. You gotta make sure it's well thought out right. You gotta do some work. God said you gotta do some work, don't you?
That's
You
right.
gotta
Mm-hmm.
everybody gotta put some part
You
in
gotta
it.
put your work in. Period.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
nothing's handed to you on the silver platter. You gotta work for it. That's right.
You gotta work for it.
Ain't no born with a silver spoon in our mouths. You gotta work for it.
Oh,
All right. Yeah, exactly.
I think we got a call a community correspondent. Community course.
Your coordinator.
Okay, hold on a second. Looking at which one? Okay, now which one?
That was William King.
Mine. Okay. Lord have mercy.
Thank you to our correspondent.
It says on, but you know, I think they try to do this on purpose. They don't want us getting information get out, y'all. I know. See, y'all. See, Omaha, the birds of bluffs. See, I told you. But I wouldn't over exaggerate. Ching.
And Candace don't make sure we don't miss something.
But I'll say, so we appreciate it. I'm gonna stop this feed. I'm gonna restart it all over, make sure that it's working right. And when you got the ching, you don't want to miss it.
Recognize.
Ching. I told you. Even the doctor said ching, and she got DR for her name. She said, I still need the ching.
Right.
You know what I mean? 'Cause everybody got a side hustle. Everybody got a side hustle, y'all. You gotta have a side hustle these days. And the young lady I was speaking to, Miss Price, she runs. Miss Price, what do you do? Oh, she's Omaha. You call her the Black Oprah of Omaha. Oh, you beat me. You beat me. Oh, Lord. I'm going to have to use that one. The Black Oprah of Omaha.
That might be right up there with yours.
I can't. Oh, God. You got me with that one. That is ching. Now, I don't have her number, but I do got Kathy Hughes' number. She's second in the ching. I do got some ching numbers, but I don't got the main ching number, the Oprah of Omaha. Oh yeah, but I do got her number though.
You do have her on speed dial.
Okay, all right. Thank you, community correspondent. All right.
Thank you, Candace Price.
And see, if you guys want to be a community correspondent, all you gotta do is just call in and just give us the information. I'll make the job real easy. You don't need no applications. Candace she didn't put no application in.
No, she didn't.
No, she didn't put no application in. She just called. And we just gave her name. I like giving the names, y'all. I guess that's the project in me. Everybody had nicknames.
That's just our families in general. That's all Black families.
So they the project is a Black family.
It's just Black family. It's our thing. It's just our thing. You gonna be called this.
Toby, no, my name is Toby. No, Kute. Oh no, Kuta.
Right. Okay, Pookie and them.
Omaha, the birds of blessed. Now we're gonna talk to BC now. We're gonna talk to BC. Hopefully you guys like the intro. I'm feeling good this morning. I am feeling good this morning, Martine. You know why? I had some watermelon, Martine. I'm probably full with water right now.
That's a good thing.
I had a lot of watermelon. We had Dr. Russell on here, and he advised men eat a lot of watermelon. He said add a little juice, and they said you'll go a long way, fellas. I've been eating a lot of watermelon. He said it's good for women too. Mm-hmm. It's good for women. So Omaha, the birds of blessed. We have BC Clark in the house. BC, did you want to talk or?
I think I got something to say.
Okay. We put this up here, and then that we can talk at your leisure.
Okay. Omaha, Nebraska. We got BC Clark in the house. Y'all know her. If y'all don't, y'all better get to know her. It is 8:32 a.m. You're tuning into the Boss Morning Show here, 95.7 The Boss. Good morning, King.
How you doing, Martine?
I'm well.
Martine, you
I'm trying to hang in there.
You wearing that style, Martine. I said, we come up the stairs.
It's summertime.
Okay. All right. Hey, I ain't mad at you. See, you see how we switch up our hair. I told you.
I know, I love it.
I said, don't call our hair nappy no more. Our stuff is curly.
Right.
curly in the early in the morning.
Curly and curly.
Yeah. So BC, how can we get some
Yes.
ching?
Okay, well, let's start out talking about kind of our year at NEF. And
Okay.
then we'll go and talk about some of the events and things that we have planned as well. But, 2020 was challenging. It was challenging. It brought us challenges as well as some opportunities as well. And like a lot of the small businesses were pivoting, we were pivoting as well. Making sure that we met with our small businesses, making sure that we deferred payments for them. I mean, there was so much going on. And we learned a lot, over that year of things that we needed to do that, that people weren't doing. Like, we're doing all our training on Zoom, and that became really, really work for us because we saw a lot of people that were in that midst of trying to figure out what should they do. But by offering a lot of the things that they could do, it allowed them to kind of get out of that stuck mode and be able to think a little bit about, there are some things I can do. We offered suggestions and things like that for them. And I wanted to really get into some of the stuff that really happened during that time because it really allowed us to enhance our training, our coaching, our one-on-one. We saw, businesses that were mentally having issues because of all of the stuff that was going on. And we were able to get some mental therapy from some of the mental therapy experts that came on and presented for us. And that really kind of set people into a really good mode. But when I look at 2020, it's like everybody else, being even a financial institution, we had to do a whole lot of pivoting. I think we put out about 2 million, a little over 2 million loans to 50 different businesses over that time. Those average loans were about 42,000, 43, around in that range. We did see 116 jobs that were created or retained through the lending. 42% of those loans dispersed were of color, so our BIPOC community. We had 32% of loans that were dispersed to women entrepreneurs. We'd love to see that number higher than past years it was, but with the pandemic, people were like, I'm not spending a dime after they found out where they were. So the 16 loans were dispersed to our startup businesses. We saw 312 PPP loans that we dispersed as well. And so it was a lot going on. We jumped in and did things that we needed to do. But for our final 3 year, which ended June 30th, we did over 6 million, almost 7 million in financing. We did 175 loans that were dispersed altogether. 608 jobs were impacted. We had 53% of loans to BIPOC businesses, which is our niche. We do them all, but we really want to focus on that area. 41% of those loans were to women, and 54 startup businesses were started, funded. And so, when I look at some of these numbers, I was saying, even though we were in a pandemic, there were people still starting businesses. And as you know, we saw 24% more businesses that were started in 2020 from 2019 to 2020. So people actually saw things that they didn't see before the pandemic and jumped out, got themselves together, did their business plans. And that's the thing, a lot of people say, oh, there's no access to capital. There is access to capital. But there's things you need to do before you can access it.
Right.
It's like you go to the bank, there's a vault there. You can't get in until you have all the things you need, all the codes and things, right? That's the same way it is as a small business. How can you say I don't have access when you haven't done what you need to do to get the access?
Right.
So it's building a foundation.
Yes, and you have to begin to look at that business, and I think that's what a lot of times what happens is that as our small businesses, we start to start the business. We don't go through the things, we don't go through all the steps we need. And I was always taught that there are steps. Follow those steps because in every step there's something that you learn, and if you miss a step, then you're behind, right? Even though you jump to the next step, you're behind because what you needed to have before you got on that step, you don't have. So, you know what I'm saying? So and so building a business or starting a business is just like that. There are steps that you need to go through. And so what we try to do is make sure that we work with those individuals, those startups, and people are starting businesses younger and younger. 14, 15 years old. And someone said the other day that the sweet spot was 14 to 24. And I always say sweet spot, okay, but 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds ain't got no money. Okay? And they can't go and borrow none. So that might not be a sweet spot. That might be what you want. But if you're looking at that number, between 14 and 24 to take and lead us, you have to start when they're 7.
Mhm.
And if that hasn't happened, you can't say at 14, this is the group we want. Because from 14 to 16, they ain't got no money. So you're looking at a higher number. So anyway, not to get off on that tangent, but I just want to say that because a lot of times people, well, that's the first thing they say, but you don't know what's inside of that. There's no access. It's not that there's lots of cash. We know this is a state that's full of money and full of millionaires. So there is money in the state. However, how to access that money is what you need to know in order to access that capital.
Now, BC mentioned NEF. Well, we said a lot of abbreviations. She works for Nebraska Enterprise Fund.
Yes, thank you so much for saying that. Yes, I do. And that's what we do. That's our nature. We're right down here in North downtown Omaha at serving the community. And so a lot of our clients are here. Big Mamas, Best Burger. I mean, all those are our
So
clients.
those are brands that we know.
Yes,
That we know.
absolutely. And then we have a lot of contractors that are our businesses. Hers is one of the music contractors. And the chambers. We work with the chamber. We have a lot of, partners that we work with that allows us to be able to help all these individuals. Because a lot of the referrals come from banks and other places like that.
BC, you said your niche for Nebraska Enterprise niche is what area?
Well, our area is to fund those BIPOC businesses.
BIPOC?
Yeah.
Say that again. Explain that to
People of color.
know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Black, indigenous people of color.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So,
I think everybody knows that.
yeah, you got the
You said
abbreviation.
that, you said all these fellas, I don't know what these
Ain't no more letters there.
Black, indigenous people of color.
Okay, so Black,
Indigenous.
Native Americans, Asian Pacific, something like that, or just Native and Black.
Yeah, Black, indigenous
Okay.
people of color.
Okay. All right. Well, cool. So I guess Native.
BIPOC. BIPOC. Yeah. And you're right. We get caught up on those letters, and we should really say what it is. So yeah, Black, indigenous folks. The thing too, I think, is that there are a lot. We have Northeast Health Services.
Okay.
One of our clients, with one of our clients as well. And we love that because we're able to see them grow and grow. I mean, when they first came to us, it was that way. But I mean, she has grown exponentially, and it just shows you what can happen when you can have those funds that you need. It allows you to grow your business. It allows you to expand, but you need to do it in a step-by-step process so that you make sure that you have everything all the way there.
Now, are there any requirements as far as to become a client of NEF?
Usually,
We have to be in business a certain amount of time?
No, we serve. We educate, obviously, the
Or
training.
even before?
Even before, because before you can make sure that, because I always say without the foundation, it's very hard to build on it, right?
Right.
We know that. So if it's just sand there and these things that you thought of and things you think about, but no data to support, we don't know if it's a viable business.
Mhm.
So I think that the one thing, we always have a workshop that says, is owning a business a good fit for you? And it kind of walk you through some of those things. Because a lot of times people don't know. They just see it, somebody else doing it and say, oh, I think I want to own my own business. But then they don't realize all the hats that you have to wear. They don't realize all the things that you need to own that business. I always say, if you work for somebody, you need to own that position. But if you own a business, you need to own that business. Own it and make sure that you're putting everything in it that you expect to get out of it. Because if you don't, then it's not going to be the business that you expect it to be. Right. Your expectation for that business. What are the results you're looking for? Are you just starting a business to say, I have a business and never anything happens with it?
So you basically want people to kind of have a plan, maybe write out their goals, mission.
I tell you what, I like them to come when they have an idea.
Oh, okay.
Because at that phase, we can talk through that. Okay, all right, so let's look at this, right? And then can that idea become a concept?
Okay.
Right?
Right.
And is that concept going to bring you what you're looking for? So there's a phase that you kind of explore things and do research. I always say, don't just say this is the business I'm going to start. Research it. Find out, is there a demand for it? Right? Because why would you start a business if you don't even know if there's a demand for it?
That's right.
And then the pandemic the reason why so many of the businesses started is because people saw things that wasn't there.
Mhm.
And so that's why we had 24% more businesses that started in a pandemic year.
Absolutely.
You know,
Mhm.
because you saw, I mean, you started 15, didn't you?
Mhm. Yeah.
I mean, it's the things that, you know, sometimes we have, and yes, we lost a lot of people, and it's really sad, but I'm vaccinated. I do wear my mask when I, get around out into a large crowd if I feel unsafe, whatever. But the thing is that, you know what, we don't know how long this is gonna last. We need to do what we need to do. We need to make sure that we're taking care of each other, that we're supporting each other's businesses. We need to make sure that we
Are making money.
and we have to make money because during the pandemic, those businesses who had a reserve account for their businesses
Mhm.
were able to make it through till the PPP loans kicked in. But those who didn't even have 3 months of cash, they had to close their doors right abruptly.
They suffered.
Yes, and
Mhm.
so what I've been saying is that how you have your reserve at home, you have your reserve, for little incidentals and things like that happen. You need to have this.
Mhm. That's
You know,
right. That's good advice.
Yes, it is because you never know when an emergency is going to happen
Mhm.
at your home or in your business. And if you have a showroom or whatever you have, the plumbing can go on, anything can happen.
Mhm.
And then where does that money come from? Is it in your day-to-day stuff?
Mhm.
And we need to be able to know our financials.
Say that again.
Because
Say that again.
no, you have to understand your financials.
Yes.
Right? Do you know what an income statement looks like? And don't be afraid to ask.
Mhm.
Because a lot of people come in and it's like, and you're training and they want to ask you questions. You can tell on their face, "I don't know what this looks like."
Mhm.
I mean, ask the questions. Because the only dumb question is the one you don't ask. And so if you don't understand your financials, you don't know what's coming in, you don't know what's going out, you don't know what you need for inventory. I mean, how can you run your business?
Know your numbers. Know your
Know your
numbers.
numbers.
Yes.
And we have we have a whole financial series that from how to understand financials to days of cash to, I mean, helping you understand those things. And we have booklets to go along with those workshops. So there's no reason for you not to really understand. But if you don't have an accountant, and even if you do have an accountant, I think you still need to know your numbers.
Yes.
Because you never know when people are taking, but yeah. And if you don't know your accountant that well, they could be pitching from you. And this is one thing I want to say, because I noticed this with a lot of our Black businesses, is that we have an accountant who does our taxes. And they have them not reporting their total income. So if you don't report your total income, because you want to save money and not pay the taxes, it really causes you problems when you want to go and because if you are not showing your full amount that you have earned, we may not be able to give you a loan because the business doesn't show it. And they say, well, I made 100 and some thousand, but your taxes show that you made 25.
Mhm.
So how are we to know that that's real? And I've had two clients that had to go back and move them to a different accountant. They moved, I said, you need to change this.
Mhm.
And they had to amend big taxes.
Mhm.
But they amended all of their taxes for up to 3 years back. Just so they could show that their business really made money. So don't take the shortcuts. Look, if you made the money, own it. Okay?
Yeah, without doubt.
Own it.
She's touching on the topic that I just.
If you made it, own it and pay the taxes.
Right.
Because you want to be straight. Who wants to wake up in the middle of the night with somebody banging on their door talking about you owe taxes, right?
Right.
No, let's do things. We can't do all this undercutting stuff.
That's right.
We need to do things right.
And our community has that bad.
It's the mindset that we grew up with, and the thing is that we can't stay in that mindset.
Mhm.
And so I would just say, and Indiana is really good about putting on the Nebraska Enterprise Fund. It's really good putting on workshops on things that we know about. Because right now, that small business market is saturated, okay? I mean, and I just did a workshop at Do Space, talking about how to stand out as a small business in a crowded space. Because now we have multiple businesses, are cornered from each other. And now how do you stand out? And I talked about some of the things that they could do in order to do that. We'll put the recording up probably on our website or something. But I mean, you have to know what can you do different. Look at your business. how do I need to expand this business? What do I need to do different in it? And please put money back into your business.
Yes.
Continue to invest in it. Because if the door is falling down and the blinds are all stripped, no one wants to come in.
Right.
I don't care if it's not a restaurant, if it's a nail parlor. Let's spruce up the outside, do some landscaping.
Mhm.
You know, you can pay somebody $1,500 and they can go out and really make your landscaping look good. If your building is running down, fix it up.
Mhm.
You're making money to leave that building or that business as a legacy.
Mhm.
So let's not let it run down and then expect somebody else to pick it up and take it. And you know what I mean? We need to make sure that we're doing that. And so, I mean, these are things that I wanted to touch on, but I also wanted to talk a little bit. We did train over 3,700 small businesses last year. And that was a significant number. And that just lets you know that people are coming out for the information.
Mhm.
They're coming out to get that information because they realize they don't have it. And not only that, but the ones who have come and gotten it have changed their way of what they're doing and have told others about it. So now those people are coming to the workshop. So we've seen numbers grow in that training area. And it's so important because if you don't have information, how can you grow? How can you expand? And we don't want to be stuck. You know, to make trends happen like this here. And if you're not moving with the trends, your business is left behind.
So it's called professional development. You have
Yes.
to invest in that. If
Absolutely.
you have to pay for a $1,000 course, then pay for the
Then pay for
$1,000
the
to get
course.
the information.
Exactly. Because the information is what makes you successful.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
It's you know, I mean, you can network all you want, but if you don't have information,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I've seen people that network and leave without a card.
That's
Because networking is all about relationships.
what it's about.
Yeah, it's about relationship. It's not really that you're trying to sell them anything. It's really about developing relationship. Because in the event that you may have to go to that person, or you may know someone that may be able to solve a problem that that person has,
Mhm.
you can do that, and then that makes you look like an expert, right?
That's right.
Because anytime people can get information from you, they look at you as a source,
Mhm.
sometimes as an expert.
Mhm.
And so by having that information makes you look really well.
Mhm.
But what you're doing is giving. You're giving away something that someone needs, and you're solving a concern, a pain point, a
Mhm.
problem, or whatever it is. And if we can do that for each other, then that makes all of us better.
That's right. That's
And so I think that sometimes we have the wrong mindset. Yes, I want to be the boss. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Boss. But anyway, but I think that, you know, with that comes ownership, right? It comes ownership. Let's learn all we can about being the boss.
Mhm.
Let's learn the things we need to do to maintain our business, make sure that we're hiring the right people in the right place, because sometimes when we don't, and I know right now labor is really tough because people for some reason don't want to work right now. And so every business I know is hurting. They're looking for people to hire. And so, you know, I think that for those individuals who are not wanting to work right now, you're gonna need this job next year.
Sooner or later, you're gonna have to
Sooner
get
or
back
later.
out there.
Yes, because there's no more PPP coming. And, you know, when it's all said and done, we need to stop, get out there, giving in the seat waiting, and
Mhm.
be able to get up and do,
Mhm.
and be able to give our time and our resources to other businesses to help them grow as well.
Absolutely.
Because that's what it's really about. That's how we create another Black Wall Street. It's not the old mindset that people have about this. It's the new mindset of being able to come together and pool our resources and be able to develop what we need in-house, so we're not going outside to look for it, or putting outside in to get what we need done. Because we have the talent, we have the abilities, we have the skills. And, you know, I want to just shout out to all the small businesses right now that are really moving and shaking.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, we hear the name all the time, but I want to talk about Stacy McLean Hunnicutt,
Mhm.
who allows, you know, who has people coming in, you know, B2B, sharing their businesses, you know.
Right.
I mean, she is amazing. And I mean, look at that. I mean, her
Yeah.
space is available. She's allowing people to come and be seen and be heard. And I think that that's so awesome to be able to understand that, hey, we need a place to show ourselves. We need a place to sell our products.
Mhm. She turned the church into like a bigger
Yes,
hall.
yes, and it's so amazing that she's doing that. I mean, and there's, you know, we have a lot of good businesses that a lot of times they don't know about it,
That's
right? Now you hear about mixing, they're great, they're young, they're doing all the things that they need to do. I mean, fabulous, and creating more nails and hair places and things like that, daycares.
That you never even hear
You
of.
never hear of, you know, Beanstalk is one with Jackie Brown. She's out on 108th and Bedford, or one of those streets out there, next to Maple. And she is doing amazing things. And throughout the whole thing, none of her kids have gotten sick in her daycare because she's continued. Even when they said take the mask off, she required people to continue to wear masks. She continued to do the hand washing and all the things she needs to. So for a whole year, her kids didn't get sick. See, it's people out there doing the right thing. And we just need to make sure that we don't jump on a bandwagon and say, oh, well, we'll say we don't need a mask. But we all know we need a mask mandate, right? Okay. So I think that, for each of us, we just have to take care of our business, our establishment. We have to make sure that we're doing the things we need to do so we stay healthy.
Okay. One of your popular classes, and I took it too, was the bookkeeping, the financial platform software program called QuickBooks.
Yes.
Yes. A lot of small business owners are not tracking their expenses and their income. And that hurts them when they're building their business. This is a key area. You have to do it.
You have to have a financial system. And that's why, that class, if you were to take it outside somewhere, it's almost $400, sometimes $500.
It is.
We offer that class for $59.99. It's a 2-day with lunch.
With lunch. I ate y'all.
And then after that 2-day, there's a 1-day, and you have to have taken the 2-day in order to get the 1-day.
It's more intense.
They load your business on a laptop, and you get to walk away with that laptop for lunch.
So a lot of people
pay
don't.
$20 for lunch.
Yeah, I did get signed up. I had to go out of town. I had to go to a conference. I missed mine. I did.
We just had one not too long ago.
Now you have them ongoing. It's not just that.
The next one is September 28th.
Okay, I'm signed up.
Okay.
All right,
But the
signed up.
1 day, if you already have the 2-day, I think you already have the 2-day.
Yes. No. I didn't do the 2-day. I just did the 1 day.
Okay.
I need to double back.
Yeah,
The 2-day.
Right.
It's so important. And I think that if you're running a business, I don't care how small it is, you need a financial system so you can track what's going and coming, what's going, and you need to know what you have, right? Somebody comes in, you can say, I want to pay it, but you don't know what money is in the bank.
Right.
Well, how does that work? So we need to make sure that we take care of those things. And that's why I kind of wanted to just come in and talk about that. Lending is great, but training and getting that knowledge and understanding what you need to do to be ready to borrow is really key. So the access to capital is a gateway. Now, getting to there is the hurdles you have to walk through. And that is just making sure, checking on your credit, making sure your credit is okay. And if it's not, then what we need to do with your credit, if it's not, we do that. We have 2 people in our organization that are master trainers to show you how to build credit as an asset. I'm working with the Sudanese group right now. And we start off by pulling that report and seeing what's on it, and then helping you make sure you get taken care of all that stuff. And once you do that, then we can start to build it. And there's things you can do to actually build your credit so your score continues to rise. And we can talk about that sometime.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. That's a whole nother topic. But
It
it's
is.
very, very important though.
It is very important, And so it's just good that we continue to do that as a community, to make sure that we are doing the things we need to do.
What's the contact information over at the Nebraska Enterprise Fund?
So our website is nebbiz.org. Our phone number is 402-6800. And if you are lending, there's one number exit, but just if you dial that number, it will tell you and you can select what you want. If it's training, they'll tell you what it is if it's lending. And if you want to know what you need to have before you get there, just call and say, I need to know what I need to have. But then check out the class. We have a class called Borrowing Basics, which kind of gives you all the information you need before you go to borrow. So that you don't go, because a lot of people when they go to the banks or to a lender, they're nervous, they're sitting there, they're twitching, they're doing all this because they haven't done the homework. Because if you went in there and you knew what your credit score was, and you knew what funding you had, you knew what all these things were, you would sit there as confident as could be. So let's be confident when we go to borrow money. And that means let's find out everything I need. Let's take care of what I do need before I go. So when I get there, I'm confident. I can, sit there with the lady in the bank and threw a raise up on top of the man's desk. She knew she had $800, so she wasn't caring. That's what we need to do. We need to own our stuff. Let's own it. And if it's dead, let's take care of it. Because it's not going away. We have to do those things, So don't say always, I don't have access. You have access. The gate's open.
Right.
Let's get over the steps that we need to do.
So people can follow you on Facebook, follow the NEF,
Yep.
Nebraska Enterprise Fund on Facebook, and
Absolutely.
see all those classes that you have
Yes.
to offer.
On
And
our
sign
calendar,
up?
on the website, they can sign up on the website for those classes that we have scheduled out there. And then, yeah, and they can definitely follow any of us actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I will talk to them a little bit too.
Okay.
So, and then just to talk a little bit about the other events that we have. You know, the Small Business Clinic is one of the things that's coming up on September 9th. So what that is, it's like, you know, you go every 6 months or every year to the doctor for checkup. We want you to bring in your business. So it'll be at the venue right on North 30th Street. And we'll have SCORE, NBDC, marketing, Klein Williams, lawyers. We're going to have everything there that a business needs. So if you want to come in and have a business profile done, NEF will be doing that. If you wanted to, we have a new tool called Growth Wheel. We'll show you how to look at your business 30, 60, 90. You know what I mean? Be able to see what's wrong, make decisions, be able to look at outcomes. So we'll be there doing that. Of course, SCORE, NBDC, the Small Business Administration will be there, the City of Omaha will be there, and so many more. So it's an opportunity for you to come in with whatever issue you have in your business and be able to get help. So it'll be a one-stop shop checkup for your business.
When's this
It's
going
free.
on? When is this?
It's September 9th,
Okay,
and it's from 9 to 3, and it's
that's all day.
It's 9 to 3.
So you're welcome to come back the day before to remind us again,
Okay.
because that's too important.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's
And
too
it's free.
important. Yeah, it's free. That's too nice. So we're talking about new business, existing business,
Startups. who are
Startups.
Just getting started. Yeah, because we'll be there to work with those individuals, right?
So or like you said, I like to say, you got an idea.
An idea. Absolutely.
I love that.
And on October 15th, we have our From Startup to Success, that yearly conference that we
Yes.
have, where we have 3 different panels, 0 to 5 years in business, 6 to 13, and then those 15 to 25. And each one will bring you something different.
That was a great conference. I like that.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
so that, and it's gonna be held at their Abide campus this time. You know, they renovated the gym down there,
Abide, where's it located?
on North 45th Street at where.
Or the old, Big Mama's?
Yes,
Place
where
was open on that
Big Mama's
campus.
So
Okay.
it's around at that new gym that they built. It's really nice.
Okay.
But, you know, make sure that they knew about those events, because September 9th, it's a free event. There's no reason for you not to walk in with whatever you have, you know, about it. And there'll be banks there too. So you can come in and say, you know, hey, you know, this is my account. I want to know what I need to do, whatever it is.
Mhm.
So we'll be talking financials as well. And, you know, Martine will be there to help us along, you know, show us how to do serial entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
We're gonna have her there.
Absolutely, yes. I will be there.
But on the women's side, some of the events that they have right now, the GNWC and the whole WBC, we have a sisterhood high tea that's happening on August 15th.
Sisterhood
High tea, yeah, and it's in Blair, which is about 15 minutes.
Oh,
out.
there's nowhere.
Yes, nowhere. So it's on MLWC's website. So we want to make sure that you guys come out. Yeah, and we had one year before last, and it was amazing. We had about 25 women, and we had a ball. Because it's
Oh,
a whole,
okay.
it's an experience.
That's gonna be
It's
fun.
not that you just drink a tea, it's an
Mhm.
experience.
That's right.
You know, you go through the whole thing. So that's on August 15th. Now, I'm gonna tell you what this.
August 15th?
August 15th, which is Sunday.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
fellas.
coming up.
Yeah, fellas, we bone rushing it,
Sunday.
fellas. We
Oh.
bone rushing it.
Yeah, we're
What time
about
does
rushing
that
it.
start?
2 to 4.
2 to 4, okay.
Yeah,
Over there.
Scoot on over there.
Uh-huh.
Check it out, because it's.
Where's
gonna
that
be
flyer at? I haven't.
It's out. So, you know, it's on Facebook, and
Under.
if you go to MLWC,
Okay.
and I think it's on GNWC as well.
Okay, all right.
I think.
So go to the Facebook pages, y'all. Go to the
Yes,
Facebook pages
go to
of these
Facebook
organizations.
And then we're gonna send something out again today, just to remind people about it.
Could you give us a name with those alphabets?
Oh, the Grow Nebraska
Yes.
Women's Business Center and Metro Omaha Women's Business Center.
Okay.
Okay. So that, yeah, I have to remember that, William, because yeah, we get hung up on
NBC
something.
does talk a mile a minute, so.
I
blah,
do.
blah, 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 blah.
I do. However, on August 27th, there's a new series that we're starting in collaboration. The Metro Omaha Women's and the Grow Nebraska Omaha Women's. So we're doing Sip and Learn.
Okay.
So it'll be held at 1901 Howard Street in that Redfield building,
Okay.
the new building down there. And it'll be a couple of hours, 5 to 7. What it is that, you know, if you want wine, you can bring wine, but we'll have other beverages there. And then there'll be some hors d'oeuvres, and we're gonna learn about finances and investing. So Angela Thomas with Ameriprise will be there to give a little spiel, and then we'll be networking and enjoying each other the rest of the time.
All right, folks. No, they came. They not in the parking lot. They
So
got
that's
it in the
for
building. They got it.
anyone.
Anyone can come.
Right. All right. They have libation. You're just drinking the parking lot, fellas. Go inside the building. You know.
I love it, but this is what our community needs: is these events, bringing entrepreneurs together, people that may want to start a business.
Yes.
Get them in the room and talking with people that are already in business.
And that's what I've been telling a lot of the entrepreneurs. Look, you know, if you haven't started, get in the room with people who
Get
started.
in the room.
Get the information from them. What did they
Yes.
do? How did? And that's why we put that once a year conference on, from startup to success, because it's people that just started out, 0 to 5, and then 25 years in business. You know, and how did they get there? What's sustainability? So I mean, this has been amazing. I really appreciate you guys allowing us to come, and I will come back.
You're welcome back anytime, DC.
But yeah, and so you know what? I think that I probably said enough. But last year,
No, we could be talking on this forever.
Oh, yeah.
we did over 4,300 one-on-one consulting.
4,300.
4,300 coaching sessions last year.
Wow.
67% of those provided were people, and 30% were startup businesses. So you know, those are numbers that we're proud of, and so we like to sing that because we are here and we're not just talking, we're making an impact on businesses, and we're here. So if you need anything that concerns business, we are a community development financial institution, a CDFI. We know.
No.
I did spell it out, William.
Okay.
I did spell it
So
out.
how much money can we get, BC? Let's
Well, it
just break it
depends
on down.
Yeah, so it depends on how much cash flow you can carry.
Okay, y'all heard it. Cash flow. You need
Yes.
to
Now,
show
let's talk
you
about
made
cash
money.
flow. Yeah, so cash flow, and someone asked this just the other day. So cash flow is no matter, okay, knowing what comes in, you subtract out all your expenses, right? What do you have left, right? And is what you have left enough to cash flow whatever it is you're trying to borrow? And have something left over because we don't want you penniless at the end of it. Right? So, you know, and you can figure all that out before too, you know. And by working with us, we know the formula, so we can help you.
So you guys can take people through scenarios before
Yes.
they actually make those business decisions.
Yes.
Which is great. Well, we need scenarios like that. That's like the Marvels, right? To be practicing and fight before they actually go out and fight.
Yes,
Exactly.
right.
Yeah. So
That's so true.
Right.
That's very true, Mr. King.
I like the way you put that.
Yeah.
People can relate to that. Yeah.
Yeah,
They can understand that.
it's really important. Yeah,
Mhm.
and, you know, so I'll be the small talk queen, bringing the information in because it's so important that they get it.
well,
Nebraska Enterprise Fund.
yeah, you guys are necessary. I see the work that you consistently do in the community. If I don't see you, you get your partners in God. Your team is out there doing the same thing. So
We're growing. We have a new person that will be starting on the 22nd.
who's that?
He's coming from Oklahoma. His name is Tyron.
Tyron. Welcome, Tyron.
From Chicago.
From Oklahoma.
Oh, excuse me, Oklahoma.
Yeah, see, yeah, you know, ching, you know, a Tyron. Ching, they'll cause the trouble, cause a Tyron, it'll be a Tyron on that.
Yeah, we get Tyron on.
Yeah. All right.
Yes.
You know that
That'd be awesome.
It's really awesome.
Mhm.
use a synonym of tyrant.
Yes.
There you go, King.
You know, I'm educating y'all.
You may not know, we have the whole state of Nebraska and Southwest Iowa.
Okay.
So we have an employee in Southwest Iowa.
Okay.
We have one in Norfolk, Nebraska, Oakland, 2 in Oakland, and we have 1 in Norfolk.
So that's Norfolk.
Something like that.
Yes, that's out to Western Nebraska. We love y'all. We need some corn, some watermelon, and all that
The
stuff.
squash.
Bring it. Yeah.
Greens and greens.
Give us a great
It's a greens.
We love the world.
Greens and cornbread. Y'all making me hungry.
Yeah.
Anybody out there cooking greens right now? Let me know. And you gotta cook the cornbread with it.
That's right. That's all good. Sarah, are you there?
Yes, sir.
BC, what else? What else is going on?
And so just, we have our monthly things that go on. So we have a breakfast The Metro and GW have a Rural Nebraska and MOWC have a
Say it's lovely.
have our monthly breakfast, and that's what we have. It's the 20th.
Of every month?
Yeah, no, it's the 20th. Yeah, it's the third Friday of every month.
Third Friday of every month.
Mhm.
Where?
And usually it's going to be at Best Burger.
Okay.
They serve our breakfast for us
And they are located
at 2112 North 30th Street
in the
in
Highlander.
the Highlander building.
Okay. Yeah.
Absolutely. And you're speaking.
Yes. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Uh-huh.
And our speaker this
Yes.
month is Martine Ponte.
Yes. I will be on the stage.
Yes.
Omaha.
Yes.
All
And
right.
you know, they can sign up on the website. So
Okay.
just go to MOWBCF.org and sign up. We would love to have you ladies come on up.
Is it
And
free?
if they want to. No, there is a cost.
There's a
like
ticket.
for
It's a
members
ticket.
it's 15 and for others it's 20.
Okay.
All right. All right.
But it's Prices Network.
Yeah, small
That's right.
donations, for getting business knowledge. You have to invest in self. You have to invest in self.
You do. You absolutely do.
And we have so much going on. You know, like I can sit here all day and tell you about all the things that we need up, but there's so much going on right now. And then, you know, I still have my show, which is the Business Connection,
That's right.
where I interview business owners across the state.
Mhm. Can I be on the show?
Yeah, I think you go to one time.
Yes,
We want you
I want to
to
be on the beginning.
I haven't made it yet.
When she was on there, she only had like maybe 3 businesses.
All right.
She got 25 now.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I think we need
25,
you to come back
I
on
do
and tell
need
us
to
how
come
the
back.
serial entrepreneur.
Update y'all. Yes.
Yes. No, we would love that.
So small business owners can get on your show.
And if they go to my webpage, the Business Connection, MB.com, they'll say, what, you know, I want to be on the show. They can click that and sign up.
All
I
right.
don't think
Makes it
people
easy.
know about
Makes
that.
it easy.
I know I've referred clients to you because that's a part of your brand strategy to, you know, get brand, you know, recognition and
Right.
awareness. and
Right.
Being on people's show, being a guest on their show.
And
So,
then once they do that show, if they want to cover the video, it's $25, and that's what we need to do.
Yeah, I need to start doing that.
Yeah.
I interview.
it's all about
yeah,
interviews.
yeah.
People, interviews.
Right,
Yeah.
Get on
And-
somebody's show.
Yeah, and it's conversational, so it's not like somebody's throwing questions at you.
So it's relaxed.
It's very
A lot of
relaxed.
times they're nervous.
Yeah, and you know what? Whenever they're nervous when they come, by about 3 minutes in, they're like talking and speaking.
You relax them, so you're a great host.
You know, and because that's why I say it's a conversation. I'm not gonna be this. What question you gonna ask? I was like,
Just
Yeah,
relax.
yeah.
because I learned about the business before, so that I, you know,
You
so
already
I
know.
just allow them to talk, and then I say, yeah, you started this, you know, so they don't even realize that, and they're just talking.
Yeah.
And you're just feeding off of their responses.
Mhm.
So it's
That's
easy.
exactly. Yeah.
It's the easiest way to interview for those that
Yeah.
ever want to be a host.
Now that one will punch your head.
All right.
Right.
You gotta have certain skill set.
That's right. That's right.
But yeah, so it's just really, you know.
Bixie, you're like this wealth of knowledge. You have a lot of organizations, and you're with NEF, Nebraska Enterprise Fund. Is there any other organization we haven't talked about that you are involved with or a part of?
Yes, I'm part of the 100 Black Women NCBW Coalition. Yes, I am, which is a phenomenal organization.
Now, what's that organization?
Oh my God! So they do a lot of advocacy for girls and women.
Oh,
And Dr. Adeline Williams
Mhm.
is president. I think she's going to be stepping down or something pretty soon, but she's amazing. She's brought it back from, you know, it was dying out at one time before she picked it up and started running with it. And she's a great leader. And so it's been really, really great to be part of that organization. And sometimes I get busy and can't do everything, but I love it. And I do some, you know, providing information to that organization as well.
Mhm. So can you just speak on that real quick about being a part of these different organizations as a Black woman or a small business owner? What?
There's called The Block, and so there's 50 over 50 community leaders, and so Carmen is in there. I'm one of them. People Mejia's.
Mhm.
So, and I think the ceremony is in September. So they're
Okay.
recognizing us for community activism. and stuff like
Oh,
Awesome.
good. 50. Oh, that's 50 on 50.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, you might be on it. I can't remember. There's so many on that.
No, I don't know. I
We have to go to the site and see if they have a list.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
I
on LinkedIn. It's
I didn't see a list.
The block, is that BLOC?
Yeah, it was BLOC.
Okay, I think I've seen that
Yeah.
somewhere.
And then people have been like, congratulations, to all the people that were on it and things like that. So, but I think that the one thing is that, for me, I don't sit still. I need to be involved. And not only that, not to just like you're looking for money anywhere, but to be able to offer what you have. Because in my lifetime, I've learned so much, from my years at Conagra Food. I was there almost 28 years, So just from that, I was a manager over there. And I tell you, I learned tons of how to, negotiate, how to deal with people, how to do certain things, have a global workforce. So a lot of that, those things that I have learned, I'm able to, give those back. And so, I go to CHH, which is Carol's House of Hope, and spend time with the girls there, talking about different things, and which is something that I really love to do. Giving back to me, is if I can help, someone, that's who I am. That's my wheelhouse. And and I may not even know all the stuff, but sometimes when I can see things or somebody come through with something, I'm like, what can I do? If I can't do it, who can I get that has knowledge on this? And I think as individuals, as leaders, whatever, we should always have an answer. In the Bible it says we should always have an answer when someone asks you a question. And I think wisdom for me was something that I always prayed about. I wanted to have wisdom in whatever I was doing. Wisdom to do this, wisdom to, and I really think that He continues to bring it to me, that if you need wisdom, ask it, Lord. He's the only one who can give it to us.
Amen.
And that's how I feel. I feel like, whenever I want to know something, it's downloaded. 3:30 and 4 o'clock in the morning when I get up, it's like, okay, thank you for doing that. Even workshops come to me that way. And so that means that there's a need. Right. So for me, it's always yes and amen when I get a request. So.
Right now.
Let me get the shout already now.
But all right, we're gonna have church here in a minute. Y'all better listen up with Black people, our community. Y'all know our background is the church, and so let's get back to that.
Yes, and I think that if
pray and ask for what you want.
Yes, and believe that you're gonna receive it.
And believe it.
Because
and be specific.
Yes.
Be specific in what you ask for.
That's right. Because when He spoke, it happened, and we were created the same way.
You're right now.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
As God would say.
That's right. I mean, if you don't see it, you won't believe it. But so, they said you have to already see it before you receive it. Yeah. So first of all, you have to believe it, see it, and receive it.
Then you will achieve it.
That's right. Expect it.
Okay, come on now, Pastor BC.
How did we get here? Because He is the man, right?
Well, it's just ingrained in us Black people. Y'all know y'all grandmas took y'all to church. My grandma said, "Ain't nobody staying in the house. We all going to church." Right. We walked around the corner because the church was around the corner. All the three of us, me and my sisters, walked with our grandma to the church house. She made sure we were all the little kids in there. We was there.
That's right. And that's how those seeds get planted. Just like with businesses. The seeds for, I never thought of being a business owner, but when I grew up, my father owned a gas station. And what did I do? The books, numbers I hate.
Oh,
you know what I mean? So yeah, I did. Don't know how. I was in 11th grade. I don't even know what I was doing.
Did he own a gas station here in Omaha?
No. I'm from Louisiana.
Oh, what part of Louisiana?
Baton Rouge.
Oh, Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge. Is that how they say it? Baton Rouge.
Red dirt. Yes.
Oh, we get that red clay dirt down there. Yes. I seen that red dirt once in my lifetime.
Everybody said, "You're not from that." Like,
we thought you were from here.
I just weeded myself in.
And you're so visible, and you're just kind of everywhere, and that's good. We need to see someone that looks like us, that is in the business area, that's helping us connect with resources and things like that. That's what you do. You are a wealth of knowledge with all the entities that you work with or partner with. We thank you, and I like when King says you're the matriarch of business here in Omaha. And Candace said you're Oprah. I like that too. Oh my God. So you bring the ching ching, you connect us to the ching ching.
Yeah.
But
I want to educate you before you get to ching ching.
Yes,
so you know what to do with it when you get it.
That's right. That's right. Don't spend it all. You won't spend all. If you educate it, you do not spend all your money.
No. Right. And if you borrow, make sure you do exactly what you say you're gonna do with the money. Exactly.
Oh, that's right. So you want to talk on that? Idle or
and Idle is still available. And so if you have not, also even if you have applied for Idle, you can, maybe you wanted to extend, get more, you can still do that. So Idle is open until December 31st.
Okay.
And then I think the SBA have a couple trainings on it right now as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's still open. So if anybody wants help with it, just let me know.
Yeah, and that's the economic injury disaster loan that you're talking about. I go through SBA.
So what if you're, I got a letter saying that I was too late, but I could redo.
Yes, they will redo. Go back
Redo
and file the application again, yes.
Because I got one small one, because you helped me out with one.
Was it Idle or was it?
Idle.
That was Idle.
Okay,
Yeah,
so if you got a small one, then you can just apply again. When you get it, just apply again.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna call Ting Ting.
Yeah.
But it's very important that we have access to capital to run our businesses.
It is. And we need to do what we need to do so that we can go through the gate.
Right. That's right.
Because the gate is open. I mean, there's money.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in the up it's 14 million. So we have money to loan.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But
You got money to loan?
We have money to loan.
Okay.
So we need to make sure though that when you come to us, that we can loan it to you.
All right.
Right.
So we have our ducks in a row.
Yes. So and if if anybody out there is saying, okay, I'm not sure if everything is all straight, they can call me. My number's past. Post it everywhere.
And they can meet with you?
Yeah, they can meet with me.
Now, are you guys meeting in person or on Zoom or what's the?
We're doing well.
For those that are kind of
We
concerned
mask
about
up.
COVID.
We mask up. We're in our office once a week on Wednesdays. However, we have people in the office all the time that come and go. So if they want to meet with us, they just need to make set an appointment, and we can meet them anywhere at their business or coffee or whatever.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we can-
Oh, you come out. You
Yeah.
travel. Okay,
We
so
do.
you're mobile.
Yes, we are mobile.
All
Yes.
right. All
Yes,
right.
we are.
Have
Who
money.
else is doing that?
Yeah.
The bankers coming to your office?
Have money,
No.
we'll travel.
Yeah,
Have
and
money,
then I think
we'll travel.
the end
Man,
of
I
the
like
month,
that.
we're going to be out in western Nebraska. So it's about 9 cities that we're going to go back to. Starting on the 31st of August.
Like a tour?
Just Jim, I, and our and Tanya Fuller, who is our person in North Carolina.
Okay.
So we'll be visiting Broken Bow, all those little towns out there.
What are you doing out there?
Meet and greets.
Meet and greet.
So that people know who we are. If they do, but they don't know everything that we do.
Because you service that area.
We service the whole
Indiana,
state of
Nebraska.
Nebraska.
Okay.
Okay.
We service the whole state.
I need to do that because I'm finna run for governor, and I need to meet everybody.
Yeah, you don't need to meet everybody.
Say that again. You run for
I'm running for governor, and I'm hanging out with Miss Ching Ching and her group. Jim, I'm coming, baby. Without a doubt, I'm going to the Western Nebraska. Shouts out to North Platte. We love y'all, North Platte. Shadron,
Yeah,
Scouts
Broken
Bluffs.
Bow.
Yeah,
All
they can.
those towns. Yep.
I know about some of the towns. I've driven through them.
Yeah, and I've been to
smaller towns, right?
Yeah, I've been to Kozak and all those, and I mean, these people, they need training, they want training, it's not like it's widely available to them out there.
Right
So
now.
for us to be able to, service them, it's just phenomenal,
Without a doubt.
and we did so many PPP loans with a lot of the banks out there, when we did the 312, we did 312 PPP loans, with a cop. But when the banks couldn't go anymore, we had to. So,
Oh, wow.
Step the game up. All right. Make sure you guys get in contact with them. They are the guide you. Even if you even have an idea, they have a reference system that will get you to where you need to be so you can qualify for the funding that they have. They're just not an organization that will say no to you. They will guide you to other doors so you can come back to them and they'll say yes.
yes.
And so it's all about preparation. God said we're destroyed because of lack of knowledge.
That's right.
We have so much opportunities right now. It's raining money. It's like a strip club, y'all.
It really
And God, raining money. But you gotta have a business. You gotta have a business though.
That's right. It was raining money, and that's why people are not going to work right now. But the money ain't raining like that.
It ain't raining no more.
So we need to get our businesses on point.
Right.
Get all the stuff you need. And you know what? If you don't know what you need before you go to home, please call us ahead.
Like that.
Okay? And for the women, we're doing one-on-ones at 5190 Sprague Plaza. That's the office for MOWC and GNWC.
And that's on the campus.
That's on the campus of the Omaha Home Board.
Yes.
Okay.
Right off
All right.
52nd and 8th.
Second and eighth.
Okay.
And we're there Mondays and Tuesdays, and then other than that, you can call for appointments. appointments, and sometimes we're there when people don't know.
All right.
So,
Okay,
yeah,
that's
so
good.
just check us out anytime. We can service you. And we can connect you to the money that you need.
Oh,
And we'll prepare you before you get there.
so you're gonna be with us every step of the way
Every step
until
of the
we
way.
get that money.
And after that,
And after that,
we just want to make sure you can, do the things you said you were going to do for your
Right.
business,
you
right?
follow
We
up.
want to see you be successful.
Right now.
So we continue to mentor you throughout that whole process.
Awesome.
And-
Before, during, and after.
Twice, 3 times a year, we're going to call and see how you're doing.
Okay, great.
Yeah, because we don't just, roll them, then drop them.
Right.
You know?
I don't know what they doing, but
Yeah, no, we have to stay in touch. Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's awesome. And that's very important
it is.
because it's scary out there when you're out there.
It
And you get the money and then you're like, okay, I know what I'm supposed to be doing
Right.
with this money.
Right. And
Should I spend it? Should I need to make sure I can pay it back.
Right, and we have an underwriter who not only, underwrites all the loans and things, but she's knowledgeable on a whole lot of things and help you. So, even if you call, you can ask to speak to her underwriter and talk to her for a little bit, Call that number 402-685-5500. And so, so it's really a one-stop shop
Okay.
for the needs of your business.
Okay. Good. Awesome.
All right. Omaha, I mean, we've been bringing the money all week long. We started with my man Scott Henderson. He was in motion out of Lincoln. He has over $500,000 that he's looking for 5 businesses to give them $100,000 to grow their business. And he's just like the matriarch. All you gotta do is have an idea. You really have to have it's an idea right now, and they're looking for you to fund your business. And so if you got something that's a gadget that we can sell to a customer that you need to get manufactured and developed, they're looking for you. And if you are Black, a minority, and from the Black diaspora or indigenous, they are especially looking for you. And so if you have an idea right now that's especially in the tech realm and it's not been developed and you need funding, this is a great opportunity. Get in contact with me, 402-763-6781. I will guide you to that action process. It's only about another 3 weeks when this opportunity dries up. But it's a white brother.
Yeah.
You see, even for Black brothers, I got $500,000. I'm trying to grow your business.
Yeah,
Man. I mean,
awesome.
so this is the time. I told you, God's on earth, y'all.
Yes.
You forcing the devil, give it up.
And if
Give it
anybody's
up.
looking for a business plan, everybody's looking for a business plan, anyone.
Yeah.
Right.
Have them call us because we have a tool called Growth Wheel
Okay.
that allows us to do a business profile, which is just like the executive summary.
Okay.
And that's what you really need if you go to a bank. So instead of going through a whole, you come in and you can get your business profile done with your financials, your marketing, and all that. Your history, everything that happens right in there.
All in one page. Like one. I need to do that. I need to test that out.
I'll invite you. I have a class later today.
So I'm rolling
At
up.
2 p.m.
Oh yeah, I'm got nothing to do. Yeah, I can learn.
Okay.
I might bring my 4-year-old grandson since you said that we need to be teaching the next generation.
That's right. That's right. You gotta start them at 4.
We should do it, so they can do that.
At 14.
That's what I'm talking about. See, I learn quick.
That's
That's
right.
right.
You know what I mean?
I mean, really, we keep saying that's the sweet spot, but when we gonna train them?
Yeah.
Before we know, they can be 25.
Yeah, right now. Well, I'm so blessed with my son and my family. I get my 4-year-old, my grandson. He get training now.
Yeah,
You better,
that's right.
but his training said, I said, leave that alone though, right? That's his training.
Right.
You play with this one, play with this mic, but you leave that one alone. So you get
He's getting
the
it.
good balance right now.
That's right. Yeah, that's just like everything else. We have to train.
Yeah.
What we don't know can hurt us, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Because, how many of us don't know a lot of stuff?
Yeah.
And that's why we make a lot of mistakes. But what we have to be committed to giving information and applying it. That's
Right.
right. Once we apply, we're able to grow.
So it's all about application.
Application,
The
yes.
execution on the knowledge that you
And
learn.
making decisions. Oh, that person, don't sit on something forever trying to figure out what you need to do.
Tell them,
You know,
BC.
Because people just get so crazy, it's like they've been sitting on something for a whole year. They're like, okay, did you plan anything to happen with it? Well, yeah, I'm thinking of, well,
Is it fear? Is that the number one emotion?
I tell you what,
Or afraid of success? What
it
is
can
it?
be both. It can be afraid of success or afraid of failure. But this is what I say, fear don't own me.
Right.
That's right. I like that tour. That tour coming back.
Yeah, it is.
Fear don't own
It
me.
is. Fear don't own you. I mean, and that's it. Fear don't own you. And when you realize that, because why do you have fear? Because of what you don't know.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Before we get out of here, thank you, BC
true.
Clark. With the,
Guys,
with,
having
with,
me here.
with the NFA.
NEF.
Nebraska Enterprise.
Yeah. She's with the WNBA. All these. She played basketball. I didn't know she played basketball. You said she with the WNBA, did she?
If there was some W's in there. I'm just saying.
So her game is tomorrow night. You know, she'll be around TV ABC. They got a game tomorrow night.
Right. All of the stations.
All of the stations. Yeah.
PBS.
She's gonna be on all of them. They got all the alphabets, y'all. So no, seriously, it's a story that this young lady told me. She said that if you hear a roar in the jungle, you don't run away from that roar. You run towards that roar. And so if it's fear or whatever it is, if it's doubt, no, you don't run away from it, you run towards it. And you get away every obstacle at a time, one at a time,
Yeah,
until you
right.
accomplish it.
That's
Oh,
just a smoke
yeah.
screen.
Without
That's
doubt.
not fear. It's just a smoke screen.
Without doubt,
When you get up in there, you find out that wasn't even a lion.
Right.
Right.
It was a little cat.
Yeah, it was a cat.
It just echoed off the wall.
Right.
That's
You know what I
right.
mean?
It just looks like
Fear
sound.
don't own you. Fear don't own you. That's all right.
Without doubt. So BC, you are necessary. All right, I like the ching ching. The Oprah of Omaha.
Okay.
Yeah, without doubt. I'll be there at 2:00. I'm gonna be there on time.
All right.
You know,
Are you sure?
It's a Zoom.
okay, I gotta be on time for that.
It's
You
a
know what I
Zoom.
mean?
We're going to talk about 30, 60, 90, and it'll be a good opportunity too, because I'll talk a little bit about the business profile
Okay,
and
great.
how we set it up. And actually, the client will do it himself. So I'll give you access to the platform, and you'll be able to really start getting in there, and you'll probably go crazy because it's visual, but it's so much good stuff.
Right.
You know, it's not like you have to sit and think about it.
Right. Well, that's great. That's great. Well, you know, I got one Miss Honeycutt. She says, "Shout out Miss Honeycutt. You know, you're doing
Stacey.
clever things up there." But she said, "Boss, who is the cute blonde?" Miss Honeycutt. When she walked up the stairs, Miss Honeycutt, I said, "Hey," I know I didn't invite someone. I know I ain't gonna interview somebody because I thought she was a white girl first. She was a white girl.
that blonde hair.
That's on the blonde hair. I thought she was a white girl. So I said, I know I had the right white on the show today. Besides Phil, you know what I mean? And Phil like white, black. Phil is, you know, Phil black, white, black. And so, but when she wanted to say, I had to get out my seat. I said, who that? and then I see Martez. Oh, that's Martez. She's doing her share
My
thing.
summer vibe. My
Yeah.
summer vibe.
Yeah, summer vibe.
That's it. That's it. That's
You know,
it.
Before you know it, follow me here.
Very good.
I'm back to regular.
Hey,
What's going on, Stacey?
This has been great.
Yeah,
I
her name is.
totally have enjoyed this.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for allowing
Oh
me.
yeah, before I get out of here, y'all. Oh yeah, this is the funniest one. I went to a funeral, y'all. I went to a funeral. It's a couple of years ago, and you know, I haven't been to a funeral. I haven't been to church in a while. I go to church every once in a while. Usually at funerals. And when I went to funeral, all the hair was black when I went to funeral. But the last funeral I went, I seen green hair, red hair, yellow hair, red hair, orange hair. I said, man, it's like a rainbow hair in here. Ladies, oh yeah, do your thing. But in winter time, wear black. Wear black, you get more.
Yes.
You get more.
Back to regular. I'll get back to my black.
Okay. Hey, flavor it up. I know it's summertime. You know, God like flowers. He like colors. I don't get mad at y'all.
Yeah, we come from the motherland, and they're full of colors over there.
Oh,
Very,
yes.
we're colorful people.
Yeah,
Yes.
So that's where the color hair comes from.
Yeah. So if y'all wonder other hues,
You guys,
go ahead.
sorry, but I said you guys know that tonight is the soccer league,
The gala.
the gala.
Yeah.
Oh, there's tonight. Oh,
Yes,
brother.
I'll be
I'll be
there.
there.
Yeah.
You'll be there. I'll be
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I'll be
Candace will
there.
be there.
I'll be there.
Shout out to Marlon. Okay, right there.
Yeah.
Founder of
Yeah,
the
Marlon, that's
Soccer
my man.
League.
Yes.
That is tonight.
Yeah, so
Yeah, it
it's
is.
a ball, so we gonna be dressed to the nines.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this. Oh,
I think all what I missed was last year.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I gotta get a haircut now. Oh
No,
man.
just roll it.
Just curl it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Curl it.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
God,
that's
I'm
it.
a
That's
sponge.
it. That's
Not
it.
a sponge.
Yeah, I'm a sponge it. Oh yeah. I'm gonna get a line then. Let it be a line
Y'all
then.
be clowning on the radio.
Let it be a line. Oh,
Yeah, so I know you got your suit, King.
oh yeah. I got a nice suit. I'm about to go get this tailor. I'm about to go on 90th, go out to what's it what's how you pronounce your name?
Oh, Judy or 90th and MJ?
Yeah, MJ.
MJ Queen Fashion on 90th and Maple.
Yeah, because I know they do the tailoring and all that
Oh
stuff.
yes.
I don't know if they can do it that quick though, but I have to put a rush.
Yeah,
I need seamstress. I need to get my pants because you know how everybody do suits.
Yeah.
And you gotta get the pants done.
Maybe you could just roll it with some tape tonight.
Yeah.
How you put that
Talk to
tape on
Mama.
it?
Mama, what you
Yeah,
say?
yeah.
Oh, put some tape.
Just put a cup.
Mama
And
be
use
seeing.
that double tape.
Uh-huh.
Just put it around it.
Yeah,
Check
check out some
around.
double
Okay.
tape. Yeah, it'll get you through the night.
Okay, all right,
That's a tool.
That's a double-sided
Yeah, double-sided
sticky.
tape.
Is that the
It's
one you
like
got to iron and
Yeah,
everything?
and you just iron it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Done.
enough.
Okay. Yeah.
Problem solved.
See?
Watch out for problem solving.
See,
Well,
we gotta ask our mamas. You know,
Yeah.
in a bind.
Or a safety pin. You know, worst come.
No,
worst
no,
come.
No,
that's
that's tacky.
That's really ghetto. All right, so step your game up, y'all.
Do not. We told you. See, people. That's why. See, our people don't listen.
We gotta follow instructions, y'all. I follow instructions.
She
My bad,
already
my bad.
told you, Kim.
My bad, Martina. I wasn't listening the first time.
That's okay because we're hard-headed.
Yeah.
Our people, we're different. We're
Right.
different. We're different.
Right.
So we just have to repeat.
Yeah.
Repeat. Mama,
Yeah.
tell us again. We just
Yeah.
repeat.
What should I
Mama
do?
always
What
tells
should I
us,
do?
Didn't I tell y'all?
Just cup.
Cuff.
With that double-sided tape.
That's right.
Okay.
Just press. And
Okay.
it'll last a long time until you
It
get it
sure
to the
will.
tailors.
Yeah.
All right, all
You'll
right.
be fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, cool.
I
Well,
won't be looking at it tonight.
Right. I know we're looking at his bed like that. Did he put that tape on his right?
okay.
I bet I'll see a safety pin down out there.
Okay.
Because you can see those.
I know. Off the light,
You
I know
don't-
the reflect. Yeah, you gotta safety
So you
pin.
don't want to do that.
You want to safety pin reflection.
Oh, Lord.
Oh man.
Maybe
Okay.
it's too much fun.
Okay. No, bobby pin. Okay, now bobby pins. If I had a black bobby pin,
No.
bobby
Bobby
pin,
pins. Those are going
Why
to
would you
slip
do
off of it.
it's
It's
right.
not. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I mean,
Just-
where can he get the
You want me to
tape
get
from?
you the tape?
Walmart?
Yeah,
I-
Walmart.
Walmart.
Okay, Walmart got it.
Yeah.
Okay, Walmart is in the ghetto. Okay.
Okay, go to your neighborhood Walmart, King,
Okay.
and you can find a double-sided
Tape.
Tape.
And it's
Okay.
material tape.
Okay. I'll work it, y'all.
Yeah.
Thank
If
y'all.
you can't find it, just ask someone.
Yeah,
I'll throw
ask
some in
someone.
my personal in case you don't have it.
Yeah, just because I had a.
I'll bring the iron.
Okay.
Between both of us, it'll be straight.
Yeah,
Hey,
this is great.
hey, BC Clark
Thank you.
of the NEF, Nebraska Enterprise Fund. Please check them out. I'm telling you, she did. I exactly. I got the white. She like forget the Godfather, the Godmother. Shoot,
Right.
shoot. Forget the Godfather, you got Godmother, and she did that thing too.
Yes. Yes, he was like,
And then she patted my head.
with that anointed oil.
Yeah, all that.
That's all you gotta do. She didn't have to say much.
They say she said, "Verb,
She didn't say
Martin."
nothing. She didn't say nothing. She was, peace.
And I just wanted to know.
Right.
Actually, they gave me some boxes, some PPP boxes,
Mhm.
so I can take care of the people.
That's
You
right.
know, I gave out some masks,
That's right.
some glove, and all that
Hand
stuff.
sanitizer.
Yep.
Yes,
We
I
did
got
all of that.
Yep.
I think we gave out about 500 of those green bags
Mhm.
full of PPE coming to over 500 businesses.
Yep.
So we,
And
we're
we needed
trying.
them too.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
did. Yes, you absolutely. I mean, it was amazing.
And I'm glad that was available.
It allowed
Yep.
us to, during the pandemic, we were able to raise funding
Mhm.
for such a time.
Yeah.
Yep. I took some of those back to the hair braiding shop. When I left there, I'm gonna get my hair braided.
Mhm.
So I left Judy and a few of the young lady that braided my hair. She got a very unique African name.
Keke.
Yeah.
We just call her Keke.
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 Keke. She braided my hair. And so I got them off some bags. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, thank you, William. Thank you.
Yes.
I feel like I was a big timer. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Back on big old bags, free guy. I'm a big timer. Shouts out to EDF, for actually providing that to the community.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. So we're gonna see you the next
Tonight.
Is the
Boogie it down. I'm boogie it down tonight. I'm boogie it down tonight.
But I've been
What you talking about?
Yeah, we're gonna bring you down tonight on camera. But
breakfast on the 20th.
breakfast on the 20th, on the 15th Sunday actually is the Sisterhood High Tea.
Oh, that's right,
in
15th.
Blair.
Okay.
And I'm gonna send some stuff out, you know, on the thing and to you so that you can
Shout it
post
out.
Yeah.
Share.
And then so, oh God, the 27th is the Sip and Learn.
List of all those.
Yes, you got it.
Okay, and we're going to make sure the community knows about these events. So this is their way to connect
Yes.
with other people, with you, with your services at NEF.
Yes.
You have to come out to these events, and they're fun too. It's
Yeah.
Sip and serve and sip and learn
and
and
learn.
sip and whatever.
Because you know, if you
We
can learn-
sipping.
Yes, that's right. I mean, what's better than to be around a whole lot of other entrepreneurs, sipping on whatever you want and eating hors d'oeuvres and just learning, right?
Right.
And Angela's gonna come and talk about investments. You know, we have a women's financial network organization where we do a lot of.
And she's the investment boss.
Yes, she is.
Angela Thomas.
Invest in stocks
Mhm.
and all this stuff and bonds and so I mean she'll be the one.
Now I get the name of her business.
Ameriprise Financial Services.
Ameriprise.
Well, we need to bring her. She local too?
Yes.
Well, we gotta bring
She's a
her in also.
retired lieutenant colonel.
Yes.
Okay, well, we like to follow-
Military.
We like to follow the directions.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, bring her in.
We're gonna get her. We're gonna see if she can
She'll come
make
on.
some time out of her.
Yes.
She's very busy too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fine.
but she'll
Okay.
make the time to come.
I'll reach out to
Absolutely.
her.
Yeah, do that.
I have a direct contact with her.
But if you're Sip and Learn or the High Tea, she'll be there.
Okay.
So-
Are we wearing hats? Like the
You know what? It's gonna be so different.
derby.
You gotta read that. That's why
I need the
You gotta-
that
you need to
information.
go to the.
I'll find it.
Fellas,
Because you took a picture of it.
fellas, we crashing that party, fellas.
Yeah,
What
you
party? Wait, which one?
can.
The high tea, is that just?
Yeah, the high tea one.
Or is that-
No, anybody can come.
Okay,
It's just called the Sisterhood High Tea.
okay. So
But
fellas,
the brotherhood wanna come, they can.
all right, we
It's got
Maybe they
right
have a
over there,
brotherhood
sign
high
up.
tea.
yeah.
Maybe we can schedule one for them.
Yeah.
We'll have to do everything for them.
Yeah. We need some classy stuff like that. I like that.
Yeah, that's all
Maybe
good.
we'll make it instead of high tea. I don't know what to call it. Tide. You figure it out.
I don't know. You don't really figure out what to do.
I don't know. I'm
I'll
kind
come
of.
up with something.
Yeah.
I'm pretty clever with some names.
Yeah, well, we're gonna
I
leave
have
it
to
on
think
y'all.
about that. But that would be boss though. Have
Yeah.
something
Hats
for
and bow
men.
ties.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
y'all coming with y'all Stetson.
Oh,
Hats,
yeah.
hats and bow ties.
Hats
Yeah,
and
there
bow
you
ties?
go.
Oh, yeah, you know I wear my bow. Oh, now, you know I'm wearing my bow tie tonight, and it's gonna be wood. It's gonna be wood.
Oh, I have. I'm just trying to see,
Uh-huh.
but I have something that I
I
would
think
like to wear.
African style.
I'm
maybe.
gonna try to do.
You gonna wear an African dress?
I'm gonna try. Yeah. I
Okay.
have one. I'm trying to see.
Go on, do your thing, BC. Go on.
If I don't, I'll be in gray.
No, we
A little
book.
shawl. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we booking down tonight, yeah.
We're gonna do it.
We booking down tonight.
All right.
All right, yeah, we out
Thank
of
you so
Can you
much.
tell people again your contact information?
Oh, yes. So, the Nebraska Enterprise Fund is, NEBBIZ.org. Phone number is 402-685-55. MOWC, I'll talk about that, is, MOWB as in boy, C as in cat, that is in frank.org. Okay, and that's, you'll see a lot of things for the women's stuff going on. Also, the Go Nebraska Women Business Center. Facebook is GNWBC. Okay, Facebook for MOWBC is MOWBC. So we have
BC is in there a lot. Doesn't
And you
matter,
know,
BC.
but you know, it
But
doesn't-
that's not your name. I mean,
It's
that doesn't mean your name is Business Center, but you're BC. Does
I
that
know.
stand for anything?
beautiful and courageous.
Yeah. Be there tonight. We're gonna be where we're gonna be at Marlins, the gala.
It's the big red barn.
The barn.
Okay.
It's the barn. It's in Bennington.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Mhm.
Okay, well, pull up on us. But before we get out of here today, Lady Faye, she presents back to school supply giveaway right up the street on 36 and Lake, in front of Lake Street Barbers from the 5 o'clock today.
Excellent.
So she's gonna be giving out school supplies, and this is a young lady. She's just doing it out of her heart.
Nice.
She's an entrepreneur.
You're supposed to be doing that.
And
Yes,
so,
absolutely.
so she's doing her thing, but also she's raising funds so she can continue doing. So she's selling some hot dogs, some red hot, some chips, and some drinks for $7 donation. But if you know a young person or young people that need school supplies, she's going to be giving away while supplies last. And then tomorrow Tomorrow is going down again. Omaha United Youth and Community Partners present back to school drive-through backpack giveaway. So today she's giving out school supplies. Tomorrow they're giving out backpacks. And so that's tomorrow. That's going to be at Skinner Magnet School. I told you, Savannah, she got all the grade schools calling me. And so they have it over at Skinner Magnet School from 12 to 3 o'clock to pull up, get your book bag while supplies last. And local organizations that put it together, like local communities like El Stupo, North Omaha, Nona. You got North Omaha Community Partners. You got Charles Drew.
Yes.
You got you got
Three
small.
Sisters, I think, is also doing something.
Yeah, you got Humble Arnold,
yeah.
Max Hype. You got Dre Rash. Big Brother, Johnny T's, K Love Adventures. You got Mama. Who else? Mama Reeves. You got Ray J, the female DJ that's growing up right now. So you got a lot of community partners, rich people. No, these are young people. I said love thy neighbor, and this is a love thy neighbor move.
Yes.
So today, and if you got funds, and if you want to be saved, oh yeah. And there's nothing better than a love thy neighbor move, man. Even God would say, dang, I gotta do something. You did something, I gotta do something. For real. So 1 to 5 o'clock today, right here, 36 in Lake, Miss, let me make sure I get her name right, because everybody got government names, everybody got nicknames. Lady Faye is her nickname. Back to school supplies giveaway is going to be today from 1 to 5 right here on 36 in Lake, in front of Lake Street Barber. So come out and if you if you're not in need, donate so they can continue to give stuff away throughout the year.
For those that do need.
Yeah, without a doubt. Anything else, Martine?
Pull up on me, everybody. I'm doing my first event under my brand MP Services, which is my business consulting brand. So on Saturday, August 21st.
Okay, so that's not supposed to talk right.
Yes.
Okay.
Is my event called Summer Voices, using your platform to build your brand. So we're going to have the bosses in the house. We're going to have small business owners. We've got everyone from for-profits to nonprofits, community partners like NEF. We've got artists that are music artists, and they're going to be performing in between all of the speakers to kind of break that up, the speaking up. So it's going to be nice. We've got vendors, probably like, I think 7 vendors now.
Okay.
And we're going to have food. Shout out to Natalina Mickles, a TBC personal chef. She's gonna, y'all know how she does. She's a legend here in Omaha. So we've got DJ there, Little Joe. So he's gonna be bringing our music, our age music. So it's gonna be really nice right there on 65th. So community come out 65th and Ames in the Old Cleopatra in the lower level down there. Y'all remember the Old Cleopatra?
Yeah, Old Cleopatra.
Yeah, on 65th and Ames. 65th and Ames.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So it's going to be there. So, and then before that, on Friday, we're doing a grand opening for my latest business, Access Security Solutions, the drug testing center. Yeah. So we're going to be doing Midlands African Chamber, whom I'm a member with. We are a member with, is going to help us do the ribbon cutting. Right. So we've got Jilly Dolls is going to be the food vendor.
Oh, yeah.
So he's going to be outside. We have a tent out there. And so just come in and celebrate our launch. We're doing good. I did a drug test last night. It was a late, and we're open late, so that makes us really significant in the community because no one else is open in the evening. Right. It was a post-accident, which means a truck driver had on our highways. He's from Florida, but our truck drivers, they're all around the country, so they have to contact the nearest drug testing center. We were the only one that was open. So that's why I brought that business to the community. We need it.
Right.
And so anyway, I was able to service them. But we're going to have a ribbon cutting for that drug testing center. We also do fingerprinting in there, which is huge because where do they send you at to get fingerprinted when you get onboarding for a job? They send you out west. Well, we're on 63rd and Ames. Our community, some of our community members cannot get out west. They do not have transportation, and the bus line does not run out west. So this was a game changer. So So come out and support us. We're in the community. We want to be around to service our community members. People are saying we're so glad you're right around the corner from me.
Yes.
You know, so come out. You're welcome to come out to help us cut the ribbon.
Looking at what the need is and providing it.
That's right.
I love that.
The pandemic taught us a lot, and so we had to pivot because some businesses were able to stay open. Fortunately for me, we're a essential business, being a tax firm.
Yes.
And then the drug testing, I said, oh yes, that's essential too. They will not shut us down because we have to be open.
Yes.
The truckers, they saved our lives because of transportation.
Yes.
You know, China shut down.
Yes.
So we relied on our truckers. That's all we had during the pandemic. So we need to be able to service them.
Right.
You know, in times like this.
Man.
But come on out, it's going to be a fun weekend.
When
So
is it?
Friday
Is
the
it this weekend?
20th.
Oh, the 20th, next Friday. Oh,
Yes.
awesome.
Yes.
So I can
Ribbon
plan
cutting at
Yes.
5:30. African Village Chambers will come and help us host that. And then Saturday the 21st, Summer Voices over at the it's called the Claiborne Center.
that. Okay, and where's that?
The old good package.
Oh, the whole good.
I use old names.
Yeah, that's what I said. I started off with that, but yes, it's the Claiborne. You probably won't even see Claiborne. I don't think they got a sign there. Let's say, but
I know
please
where it
get
is.
the names, people.
Get the names, yes.
So that's
Okay.
what's going down.
Yeah,
Right
that's
now.
awesome.
Well, next week we're going to interview you, Martin, just to rehash,
Yes.
so people will not forget,
Absolutely.
without a doubt. Omaha, Nebraska, the Burbs, the Bluffs, we want to thank you guys for supporting 95 Points of the Boss. All our guests this morning. Today is Black Friday, be intentional in support of Black business.
Yeah.
We talked about several already. Please have a beautiful weekend. It is 9:49. Get out and enjoy that vitamin D. I don't know how they get vitamin D in the pill, but go out and get it from the sun. Get it from the sun, y'all. Get it from the
Step
sun.
outside.
Yeah, step
There's a
outside.
lot of sun out there.
It is.
Right now, a lot of
And
sun.
drink your water because it's been really, really hot too.
Yes.
Right now.
Get your water.
Also, remember the sick and shed in. Remember those that might be in need, and without a doubt. And then also, let's just really think about what's really going on in the world. God says it's going to be pandemics and pestilence and all this stuff in the last days. So this might not be a chip thing. This might be God thing. So maybe we should take precautions. So I'm gonna pray to God this weekend and see what's the heck going on, because I'm scared, but dang it. But at the same time, I seen a brother that's very, very healthy and strong. And when I saw him, he looked really like he wouldn't be around. And so, but he made it through. And I don't want us to go through the same thing. So sometimes we got to err on the side of caution. And so if we're going to err, well, let's be cautious. And so I'm rethinking this. And maybe because of what God had put in for me. So sometimes God speaks through different people. Because sometimes we won't listen to the direct message.
That's right.
All right. So I hear you, God. So Omaha, the Birds of Bloods. Love yourself this weekend. Love your families. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Anytime.
Hey, before we get out here, I gotta pay this girl Sharanda. She got one of the hottest cuts
Sharanda.
from Central. She's an eagle. And then my girl Shiffy. You know, the women got the hottest cuts this summer in Omaha. Starting with the 6-year-old Savannah. I know y'all grade school kids. Leave me alone, grade school kids. So we'll play Sharanda. You know, she got one of the hottest cuts. They dancing all around the world on this for real. Boss with me, Sharanda.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Let's take some pictures before you get out of here.
Okay. I enjoyed it.
We always have a good time when you come on the show.
No doubt, I know. I do.
I'm getting money right now, you know, lock ties holding me down. Baby, I'm hot like summer. Yeah, I'ma do what I want.
We want to party tonight, y'all.
would you still be if my money ain't right? Tell me the truth, baby, talk to me nice. Think that I'm holding the back of your mind. Chasing these millions and chasing no dime. Love won't pay the bills. Love might get you killed. So I'm careful who tell. I'm gonna catch you cases you ain't ready. Funny, you even better drown for me. Fake love, yeah, I'm still in the feeling. Gotta spin the block so it's stitching these stitches. And if we get money, don't speak how we did it. Can't go with nobody who with it. If I wish you be running up digits, can't stop at 6 figures. I'm $1 million, baby. I can't be your little baby. Baby, I'm hard like silver. Yeah, I'ma do what I want, like steady. Tryna wipe it down. I'm getting money right now. You know, love ties holding me down. Baby, I'm hard like silver. Yeah, I'ma do what I want, like steady. Tryna wipe it down. I'm getting money right now. You know, love ties holding me down.
But I mean,
I be like her. She be like, look, I be telling you, she be like, twist it like that.
Don't speak what I can. It's a damn mouth in the trap. Play with my cheeks in the style. That's how you sound to lie. You making me feel like truth when I'm speaking the facts. Babe, I'm gonna keep it 100. Would you rather have me tell you a lie? Giving you optional, love me or not. Hold a good thought by hand of this drive. Baby, I'm gonna be right back. You didn't understand that. I had to hang up these facts. I'm not your typical catch. I like Fritz said in the back of the phantom. Stars on the ceiling, just not a rental. Been a long day, me girl, how you been, bro? Ain't tryna argue about these stay busy on the road. You see that I'm here with you. I ain't tryna argue about
Timer.
Tryna wipe it down. I'm getting money right now. You know, love ties holding me down. Baby, I'm hard like summer. Yeah, I'ma do what I want, like steady. Tryna wipe it down. I'm getting money right now. You know, love ties holding me down. Holding me down.
You gotta time it. I hit a button. I don't know what I did. Oh, I didn't take that off first.
Run it up, gonna be a problem.
Thank you, BC. I'll see you tonight.
Yes,
yeah.
I'll be there.
I gotta go work out stuff.
Oh, you got your thing at 2:00.
Oh yeah, okay.
I might go cancel you. You might cancel it. Send me a link on your phone if you have it.
Okay, I will.
How would you send it, like through Messenger?
No, I'll just send it, because when I do the Zoom, I can just send up there.
Oh,
And
okay.
I'll send you the link.
You have my.
I hope so.
It's the world famous shit. And it's your number one DJ, Mr. Soul. Yeah, shit, I'm cooked up in here. And it goes like,
Shout out to my
DJ.
I'm about to run just like a real. All about my cheese like I'm your baby. Packages coming in like it's eBay. Oh, and we know just how to get it all.
Get it all.
Kill the plan, you know I get it all.
Get it all.
Get the block and make it summersault. If it ain't about money, then I won't get involved. Look, make a call, he gon' get it all. Like you feel it, but we send it all.
Mama started what, 7 tonight?
Ever get about a hater? No, not at all. Ever trust a trick? No, not at all. Hit a smooth lick when they got it all. Never ever been the worker, always hit them all. Take me ride on my dolo. Trying to find a way to get some mojo. Oh, I think I found my mojo. And I ain't going broke no more. True. Got these little haters mad. Why? Cause I'm really, really in my bag. Right. And they can make it double back twice. This is younger living that fast. Right. Shout out to my DJ. We got the run streets like a ringer.
Sometimes
All
it
about
was
my
like,
keys like I'm a packages coming in like it's
actually, Mama was with
we
something.
know we gotta get it all. You gotta kill the plan. You know I get it all. Get the block and make it summersault. If it ain't about money, then I won't get involved. It's that A hit 'em. Rolling like a skate figure. Right now you looking like a skate figure. Better leave before we take you off that plane, hit 'em. Oh, and you don't wanna go down. Look around, you know, put these things nowhere.
Got those coupons out. I wanted to check it out.
Shout out to my DJ.
I already paid for it.
Roll on the freeway.
But they open up to like
They
11.
showing love like it's
Okay.
every day is hit like it's my
Yeah,
birthday.
they got, you know,
You know I had to do
got
this
paid downtown, so
They gon' wanna hit it on the replay.
I got spent before
Shout out to my
they expired.
Oh, okay.
all about my keys like I'm Green Bay. Packages coming in like it's eBay. Oh, and we know this how to you gotta kill the plan. You know I get it all. Get the block and make it summersault. If it ain't about money, then I won't get involved.
I'm so used to people trying to desert me. I'm used to the people I love trying to hurt me. Maybe it's a sign from above trying to alert me, telling me the people I love don't desert me. Yeah, I'm so used to people doing me dirty. I cry to the people I love and no one heard me. Maybe it's a sign from above trying to alert me, telling me the people I love aren't worthy. They left my side when I was miserable and helpless. That's why I had to get it off the muscle like a shellfish. The ones I love act like they ain't know where the jail is, but had to learn to question me on where my mental health is. Mentally strong, I ain't even gotta worry. I know God can go before me, so I'm giving God the glory. The ones I love act like they don't wanna support me, but they ain't like they wanna narrate my story. Finally starting to see these people ain't for me. They be around when it's sunny, but they leave when it gets stormy. Maybe it's a sign from above, a warning telling me if I keep loving these people, it's gonna destroy me. So I pray to God asking him to restore me, but it be feeling like he trying to ignore me. The ones I love got me feeling unimportant, and plus I'm hurt because my baby mama turned informant, but I'm so used to people trying to deserve me. I'm used to the people I love trying to hurt me. Maybe it's a sign from above trying to alert me.
Get ready for the night.
People doing me dirty. I got to the people I love and no one heard me. Maybe it's a sign from above trying to alert me, telling me the people I love aren't worthy.
Not all though. People at 2. They're going for lunch. Yeah, they're open for lunch. Okay. Okay, then. Have a good day.
I'm so used to people trying to desert me. I'm used to the people I love trying to hurt me. Maybe it's a sign from above trying to alert me, telling me the people I love don't desert me. Yeah, I'm so used to people doing me dirty. I cry to the people I love and no one heard me. Maybe it's a sign from above trying to alert me, telling me the people I love aren't worthy.
I ain't wasting no time. I ain't wasting no time. Lately I've been on my grind. I'm just trying to get mine. Lately I've been on my grind. I ain't wasting no time. I'm just trying to get mine. Homie, that's fine. Either way, I'm shine. Either way, I live my life. I'ma get mine no matter the cost. I'll be up in medication. Just feels it whenever I'm lost. I'm reminiscing, back when it was different. Times that I was sitting, I get big bars, stepping with I'm dripping, turn them wrong, cause they be tripping. Got time for nobody, that's around me tripping. I'm just trying to grind, so me and my bitches living. Hustle like God and all I see is riches, riches, riches. All I see is riches, 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 riches. All I see is riches. No time. I'm just trying to get mine. Homie, that's fine. Either way, I'm shine. Either way, I live my life. I ain't go through all the I'ma get mine no matter the cost. I'll be up in medication. Just feels it whenever I'm lost. Ain't got no time for no people, except my family. Now they dandy, I be super friendly. Keep popping my bullets to me, cause but this ain't candy. You keep 100, I got hundreds in my family. They only where I'm from, it ain't friendly. Snakes in the grass, so be careful who your friends be. Bringing up my pants, don't know the real me. Don't nobody know the real me. I've been on my kind, I ain't wasting no time. Just trying to get mine, homie, that's fine. Either way, I'm shine. Either way, I live my life. I'ma get mine no matter the cost. I'll be up in medication. Just feels it whenever I'm lost.
I can't commit to nobody, baby, love. Last woman I gave my heart to, man. I don't got the stars, boy. I'm still picking up the pieces. Shit. All the ringing I proposed to you, all the hidden secrets I exposed to you. Girl, you had me thinking I was supposed to you, but now that love is overdue. It ain't about our time, then I'm a ghost to you. I just think our time should mean the most to you. You don't see the wrong you do, you ain't see the love that I was showing you, and you don't seem to think I got emotions too. But girl, I gave my soul to you, probably only you know what I'm going through. Please tell me what else I'm supposed to do. I was hoping maybe you could heal a heart that's kept wide open. Cause I don't seem to have any emotion. And before I lost my heart, my love was gone. I'm heartbroken. When I was trying to fight that case, and you hung up in my face, I wish the tables turned so I could show you how it tastes. How would you feel if you went to jail and loving got replaced? How would you feel if the love you thought was real was really fake? How would you feel if the love and time you put in was a waste? I was moving with my love and time, and that was my mistake. Walking my shoes and tell me it wouldn't feel like a disgrace. These are lifelong memories and they'll never be erased. I've been with them every day, I've been hurting every way. I'm used to being betrayed, got so used to being played. But I'm more mad at myself, I had the choice and chose to stay. Cause you justify everything you do and say like it's okay. Yeah, I was hoping maybe you could heal a heart that's kept wide open. Cause I don't seem to have any emotion. Before my heart, my love was gone. I'm heartbroken. Broken hearted, yeah, it feel like an emergency. My heart been hurting me. I feel like murdering everybody who claim they love me and deserted me. I might as well add everybody to the murder scene. My heart so broke, it ain't no fixing, it was surgery. I wish I knew a way to fix these problems with some urgency. Maybe it's just my intuition alerting me they don't deserve the king. They deserve somebody worse than me. Cause in my head I see everybody else versus me. On top of that, my big brother went down for first degree. Before he left me, he tried to give me a bunch of things, but I was immature and ain't want nobody to go versus me. Nobody would encourage me. I took it personally, and that's what made a monster burst out into mercy. Cause I looked out for everybody that would turn to me, and I can't find no help now that my situation's worse. Maybe you could heal a heart that's kept wide open. Cause I don't seem to have any emotion. When before I lost my heart, my love was gone. I'm heartbroken. I'm trying to fix myself.
Good ambassadors. First, past last, tell my first mama, tell me bonjour. The federation on the quest for days, get some lavish on the contour. Damn city, get me flexing on them with the bag of diamonds and bonjour. I inflate me young with a bad cushion money, bonjour. The raw skin bands on it with a fan, my connoisseurs. The black and knees say Konnichiwa, but I hear that bonjour. First, get the slash, tell my French mommy, tell me bonjour. Federation on the quest for days, just some lavish is on the contour. Yeah, what I rep for, still the spot like I'm klepto. Drop Hail Mary, you bless, so you gotta watch the step for. Show me, try to step low. Booty dodging that recto. 100 G's in your neck, folks. Boy, sick, I got strepto. Listen to me, when I was broke, I had to flip a brick. Half this that was hating on me, look, I swear to God, they never gave me shit. Me and my niggas making moves in Vegas, meet me down at the Lake Shore. Some of you, they were selling white, they ain't seen soft and never touched pure. Bad just feeling insecure, selling dreams, but I got the cure. Living off the Las Vegas strip, smoking weed on the top floor. With the rap game, we hate locked doors, horsepowers in them drop fours. Rocking in them G4s, all my life I never seen more. Yeah, first. Past last, tell my French mama, tell me bonjour. The federation on the quest for days, with some lavish on the contour. Damn city, get me flexing on them with a bag of diamonds and bonjour. I inflate me young with a bad cushion money, bonjour. Raw skin and bands on the really sound my connoisseurs. A black and me say konnichiwa, but I hit that bonjour. First, get the slash, and my French mommy tell me bonjour. The elevation on the quest for days, with some lavish, it's on the contour. But we're booming on them like starter.